Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports application here on a formal Friday. I can't believe that's never died. Dumbest thing that's ever happened in the history of this show. The Seattle Sports application and the formal Friday that has come with it. You can also find us on YouTube and on 97.3 HD2. I tried to listen on 97.3 HD2 this morning, but you know what, Maura? Nothing works. Nothing in my life has worked so far this morning. Everything is messed up. We got so much Seahawks and Mariners to talk about. Well, so my family's now out of town, so I'm a bachelor here for the next week, which happens generally once a summer. Heather takes the girls to the East Coast for a little bit, and so it's just me and Gertrude. And so, like this morning, I'm trying to get everything done. I'm running. I got to take her out, which I don't normally have to do in the morning, so that adds a layer of complication and this and that. So I get into my car. And the seat was like pressed up almost against the steering wheel. So I'm like doing the limbo just to get into my car. And, I got a decent car. I'm not like a fancy car guy. I got a Kia. It's not like super fancy, but it does have the, the little seat memory thing, right? Like I have two memorized seat things, one for Heather, one for me. And I'm pressing the damn thing, nothing. Then I was like, okay, well, I'll get myself set. I start driving. I look at the clock. It says it's 4:10. I was like, did I wake up an hour earlier than I was supposed to? No, it just somehow, then there were no presets. So I had to go start presetting 97.3 HD2. Everything was a mess. That's the only preset I have, obviously. There's no reason to listen to anything else. But it took me a while to get it all done. As I've told you, the HD thing is kind of a mess. So just everything that had me frazzled. I get in here, there's no water, there's no tea, there's no coffee, there's no nothing. The printer doesn't have any paper. Nothing's working this morning. It's like hell in here. So I'm doing the best I can. You know what works? Seahawks running game worked. And that might be the only thing that matters this morning. We'll talk some Mariners today. I don't want to forget about the Mariners today just because the Seahawks played a preseason game. Mariners just swept Chicago, and I think that was actually kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. I know it doesn't sound like one because the White Sox stink. I thought what I saw over the last 3 days was kind of a big deal.
Well, and you're only 1.5 games behind the Astros.
Well, right. I mean, exactly. And so that's still going to need to know every single time today. The Mariners have won, 6 out of 7 since the trade deadline. Guys, it's kind of a big deal. They look good. They look like a team, again, that's going to win the AL West, and then we'll see what happens from there. But it's a weak American League. So win the AL West, get one of those top two spots, get a bye. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I want to start making predictions, but I have no idea. So I do actually think that the sweep this week was important, and we'll talk about why at 7 o'clock. But I will give you some time here to start on the Seahawks last night because I'm sure everybody was tuned in and wanted to see what the whole deal was. And I saw a bunch of things, and we'll do takeaways at 7:30, and G will be in at 8:30. But I'm not going to lead with the quarterbacks. I'm not going to lead with Jalen Milroe or Drew Lock. But I will say at 8 o'clock, I'm going to ask a question that I think needs to be asked. So we'll do that at 8, and that has to do with the quarterbacks. But here's what I liked about last night's game more than anything else. And I thought there was a bunch of things to like, a couple things that weren't great, but that's, to be expected. After claiming that they wanted to run the ball for the last, however many years, the running game is back in Seattle, I think. I'll throw the I think on there because, again, this is just a preseason game. Who the heck knows? You can only tell so much. But the Seahawks, at least from my eye in game 1 of the preseason, seem to be understanding the all-important Salk doctrine. And if you remember, the Salk doctrine is very simple. You can't run the ball if you don't run the ball. That's the simplicity of the Salk doctrine. And essentially what it means is it's really hard to commit to the run and do all these things that coaches say about the importance of the running game if you don't call running plays, right? You have to call running plays and run the ball in order to run the ball. It doesn't; those yards don't come off of passing plays.
Well, that's the start, but you could take it a step further and say you also don't have to abandon the run if you have well-designed plays that allow you to run the ball. And it seemed like last night they set themselves up for success.
We can call that the Mora corollary if you want. But the Salk doctrine is simple. Call freaking running plays if you want to run the ball. That's all it means. And I thought what we saw yesterday was another huge step along the way, right? It started by hiring a coach who likes to run the ball and has a scheme set up for them to run the ball. Then you put in a running system, right? You've hired the coach, you put in a system. Then you bring in personnel that is designed for your system to run the ball. They did that. And then finally you call running plays, many of which last night were successful. Yeah, that's it. They ran the ball 32 times, threw the ball 32 times. A couple of those are going to be Jalen Milroe. There were a couple scrambles in there. Drew scrambled, fine. So it's not exactly 32-32, but you get the idea. That's really what matters, right? And I know all of that sounds like too simple to be impressive. Like, Salk, how could you lead the show with the fact that they just, did what they said they were going to do? But it's a big deal. If you want to be a running team and a physical team, you know what you do? You go out and you hire a fullback, and then you actually put him in the lineup, and you run plays with him, and you let him maul people, and you run the ball, and it worked.
Robbie Utes looked great. The offensive line, I know it's just preseason, but I think people were skeptical, even in a preseason game, how they were going to look. The starters looked great.
Was Robbie Utes the best player on the field yesterday? I mean, I'm kind of joking, but not that much. Did anybody else stand out to you more than Robbie Utes? I know G's going to come in here because he was the first person in the universe to notice Torrey Horton. He's the only one. But, I thought Robbie Utes stood out more than anybody else in the field. He was great. He's a fullback, like an actual real-life fullback. Haven't had one in forever. Not George Tualawafu. Like actual fullback. It's really been since what? Coleman? What was the guy's name? Derek Coleman?
Yeah.
Right? It was Mike Robb and then Derek Coleman. And that's really it. They messed around with
Marcel Reese for a minute.
Okay, maybe they messed around once or twice and what was his actual name? Tukawafu. He kind of came in there and played the position at times. There was another guy who was a defensive lineman who occasionally would kind of roll into that fullback spot when they needed him. But this guy's going to be an actual fullback. Like, that's the job. And you know what he did? Made blocks on running plays to spring the running back to run farther. That's how you commit to being a running team. You actually do the things you say you want to do. So I was actually very, very impressed last night. I thought that was a great opening game for the Seahawks. It wasn't perfect. There's plenty to build on. We might not learn jack squat from it, and it turns out at the end of the day, it was all a stupid preseason mirage. Fine. Okay. I'm not trying to pretend that because of what I saw yesterday, it significantly changes, win total projections or anything like that. But I think for what I could possibly see, because you don't see much from the defense, you don't see much from the starters. I mean, those guys just weren't even out there. And obviously the biggest, effect on this season is going to be what happens with Sam Darnold. He's not even there. He's in street clothes doing interviews with the wild and crazy, Bennett and Marshawn's there, and he's taking what was Marshawn? He's dressed as a camera guy. What the hell?
He was credentialed as a photographer.
Of course he was. He and Randy Johnson, similar post-career interests in camera work. But without seeing all those guys, it's really hard to make too many definitive statements about the personnel. What I can say is they committed to running the ball. And if they keep doing that, at least, I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if they'll be a Super Bowl team, but at least then they'll be who they say they want to be. At least then they will just be the team they want to be. And, that work that to me is a really good sign that you're on the right page. Quite frankly, the Mariners have been doing it recently too. Lyle, I know you love the bunt. Miles Masterboni bunting in the winning run or the tying run in the 11th. I can see the excitement written all over your face. But they've been doing what they say they want to do. Kind of as Brock likes to say, aggressive. They're stealing bases. They're putting themselves in position. After he did that, he did steal third. Didn't work. They didn't drive him in. But still, that was kind of a big deal. And then ultimately, hitting home runs, taking your walks. They're doing the things they say they want to do.
Sure. Just don't make me talk about the Cole Young bunt. We're good.
Yeah, that one I could probably live without. But you didn't mind the Masterboni one, did you? You got to tie the game up there.
I didn't love it.
You want to see Masterboni hit? No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I mean, I would have.
I thought that
I would
was
have rather
fun.
seen Cal hit, but whatever.
Salk, you're an idiot if you think Oots was better than Helani. I didn't say he was better.
Not the same position.
Did I? Maybe I did say he was better.
You said he was the best player on the field.
All right. Well, what I meant is he stood out more than anybody else.
I thought Helani was really good.
Thank you.
2 preseasons in a row, I thought Helani's been.
Well, and
looked really
it
good.
also shows you why seeing these guys in game is important, because in practice, I would say Damian Martinez has stood out more than Helani.
Yeah, he did not stand
Game
out.
time, that was not
Yeah.
the case. And to what you said, if people are reserving judgment because we didn't get to see everyone last night, Mike McDonald did already say that next week when they play the Chiefs, he knows that Reed plays a lot of his starters and that we'll see more guys.
Good. Well, that would be nice. That'll be on Friday. All right. Brock will be in. We'll obviously talk a lot more about this. Jay Buhner, if you missed any of that, we'll go through that at 6:30. We'll give you everything you need to know, including some of the highlights next.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports. Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show. Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians. On the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
You gotta love football season, but when it comes to your windows and doors, you don't want any fumbles. Steve Rabel here, reminding you to trust locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their selection of windows and doors can't be beat, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th, at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th, at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell, with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
Pacific Power Batteries has been our family-owned and operated business since 1985 when my dad and I started selling batteries business to business to commercial fleets from a 1-ton panel van. Yep, delivering batteries. Since then, with our community's support, we've been able to sell online and open more retail stores selling batteries of all kinds. Today, my wife and son are directly involved in the business. At Pacific Power Batteries, we are proud to serve you, your folks, and your grandparents with batteries for darn near anything. So I want to say thank you for your business.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Might have taken a couple of extra innings, but just a chance for a new hero, right, to get his moment. This time it was Dom Canzone in the 11th.
Stretch, and the next offer on the way. Swinging a ground ball into right field for a base hit. Here comes Suarez rounding third. The throw to the plate by Taylor. The slide, the tag, safe at home. Suarez, a walk-off base hit for Dom Canzone. The Mariners win it 4-3. A walk-off single for Canzone. He's being mobbed out there at first base for the Mariners, their second walk-off win.
Didn't you feel like they were going to win that game, even all the way through, even as there were some mistakes and some problems and this and that? It just felt like they were always going to win that game, and they found a way to do it. Wasn't always pretty, right? It was a weird game. It almost ended with a ball that might have hit the knob of the bat, but then it was reviewed and called a hit by pitch, a pass ball that scored a run, an errant throw from old friend Josh Rojas, who took a sacrifice bunt and turned it into a complete disaster for the White Sox. But you put all those things together, and the Mariners did enough of the little things, enough of the big things to win the game.
The team, like we said, fights till the end, and we might have missed an opportunity or two to get a run in, but one of the things these guys have talked about a lot is having each other's backs, and they had each other's back today, and it's impressive. Bullpen able to step up, keep the game right where it was, and allow us to come back there in whatever inning was, 11th, and score the winner. So
it's weird how the Mariners actually have a losing record in extra innings games, but they've played a lot of these games that go beyond the 10th, and then they found a way to win them. It's just sort of the oddity of the season. One piece of bad news yesterday: Josh Naylor left the game early with a shoulder soreness day-to-day, so hopefully not too serious. I don't think that should affect his speed, which is the most important thing. Most of the league off. Mariners now just a game and a half out in the West, 3 games behind Detroit for the second best record in the American League.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
And I know no one likes a tie, but a pretty positive opening preseason game for the Seahawks. 170 yards on the ground. George Holani leading the way.
3rd down and 1, 2 tight ends, I-backs, handoff. Holani bounces it near side. He's down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line. George Holani, everybody packs near the line of scrimmage, and he bounces it outside to the left and almost to the house. They'll spot it at the 1, a 23-yard gain. You just got to look at what Seahawks football of the future is all about. While we were gone, our referee, Clete Blakeman, gave us the good news. In fact, George Holani did stick that ball just across the goal line.
Yeah, it was a touchdown. He got a little bump from Marshawn Lynch once he was there. Just funny situation. But, yeah, they ran the ball well. 170 yards on the ground. I'll say it again. That's a big deal. As for the quarterbacks, I thought Drew Lock had some ups and downs, quite frankly. Touchdown was nice. The pick was not. Very kind of a Drew Lock special there. Jalen Milroe, again, ups and downs. We'll talk more about him a little bit later. Torrey Horton certainly. Good job, Mike. He was certainly turning heads. And tough to see much, I thought, from the defense. But overall, a really nice first effort. Nice to see what this team could start to look like. Didn't see anything wrong anyway, which was a good thing. They did seem reasonably healthy as well, though Tyrese Knight missed the game. Looks like that knee injury is still a question mark.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Let's see. Celebration of Ichiro will last this weekend, through the weekend, as he'll have his number 51 retired by the Mariners tomorrow. He will join Ken Griffey Jr. and Edgar Martinez, and of course Jackie Robinson, retired by all clubs, as the only numbers retired by the Mariners. Yes, next year Randy Johnson will join him also with the number 51. Hold on, I'm having a little sound issue, but I want to play you Jay Buhner because Jay was talking about him yesterday, and it was good to have Jay's perspective on it. Here was Mr. Buhner talking about Ichi.
Dude, it's so itchy though. Everything he takes on full speed ahead, man. I mean, the challenge, you knew he was going to nail it. That's just him, and that's the way he does things. And so, I mean, he was funny. I mean, guys, you got months and months and months of him showing up and talking in front of people, giving his speech. I mean, this guy was not going to fail. He was not going to get hung. He was going to nail it. And he did. And it shouldn't surprise anybody because that's just the way he is. And he's a funny guy, and he's a great teammate, and I'm so happy for him, and it's so impressive.
Yeah, I thought those are really nice words from Jay, and I love how he always calls him Itchy. Tough rehab start for Bryce Miller. Goes just 3 2/3, gives up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 home runs, couple of walks. Did strike out a few, but I guess the velocity was where you would want it to be, so hopefully that'll start to translate. That is everything you need to know, and of course we do that quarter past every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. 2 of the 3 home runs were by Seth Brown. Was he hurt? Is he on a rehab start also? So maybe that's why. I read that yesterday. So I'm assuming he's doing some sort of a rehab deal or something like that. Okay. Let's see. We will get back to a ton of football today. We'll discuss the Seahawks and their run game and their quarterback situation and the fullbacks and the defense and everything else. And Pete Carroll. We barely even mentioned Pete Carroll. Maybe because, I don't know. Am I crazy? As that game kind of got underway, I kind of forgot about the whole Pete Carroll thing. It just didn't seem all that important. Gino didn't do jack, of course. And then after that, it was just like...
Oh, my God. He had 1 series in a preseason.
I know. Whatever. I mean, just sort of my point. He's just kind of whatever.
Oh, my goodness.
The Gino thing wasn't worth even really talking about. And I thought the Pete storyline kind of sank away pretty quickly. Just me. Maybe you guys felt differently. You heard a little bit there from Jay Buhner. Those were his thoughts on his friend Itchy. But his other buddy, Mr. Dan Wilson, managing this club and managing him in the right direction right now. You'll hear a lot more from Jay next on Brock and Salk.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Oh, man, tonight is the night. Finally, the hotel opens up, the brand new hotel at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And I got a chance to tour it last week. It's seriously awesome. The rooms are great, so please book one at snocasino.com. I don't know whether I was more impressed with the pool because it's huge and it's open air, but indoors, and it's got this outdoor hot tub with the view. It's just awesome. Or the new sports bar, which has to be among the biggest I've seen anywhere around. Just really, really impressively ton. When they say luxury awaits, they really do mean it. So go check it all out at snocasino.com. And remember, Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
At Toyota Renton, the game plan is simple. Save money and take the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry, leasing at just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Corolla at $219 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. The wonderful team at Toyota Renton can set you up with a test drive so you can take your new car to the stadium the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota Renton or online at toyotarenton.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1852.
Step back into automotive history at LeMay, America's Car Museum. The current exhibit, rare and luxurious, features 100 years of exceptional automobiles, including stunning classics to beauties worth millions. Feel the thrill of driving a Formula One car on the exhilarating racing simulators and lunch in the cafe. It's a must activity for out-of-town guests, friends, and families. Plan your visit at americascarmuseum.org. Open Thursday through Monday. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners.
Lift off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
IRG Physical and Hand Therapy doesn't just treat injuries, they elevate athletes. From weekend warriors to elite competitors, IRG Sports Institute clinics are built for performance, blending top-tier physical therapy with advanced sports science and personalized training plans. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Why? Why elevate athletes as well?
Because here at IRG, Brock, our motto is we want you to be your best self, your best physical self, your best mental self, and your best community self. At our new IRG Fremont Sports Institute, we're providing that type of care. We've got the latest equipment, the greatest techniques, the providers there that are excited to get you better, basically bigger, faster, stronger. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, a recreational athlete, an elite athlete, we will make you to be your best.
You'll work with specialists who understand the grind because they've been there. With access to cutting-edge equipment and recovery techniques, you won't just heal, you'll come back stronger. Visit irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. Which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots. On us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year. You guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intro-line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile, Wi-Fi, and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
All right, final hour here for us. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710. SeattleSports.com. We'll get back to some football talk today, as well as we're kind of bouncing back and forth with the Red Hot Mariners and the start of the Seahawks preseason tonight as well. It's so good when Jay Buhner's in the booth, man. And then the combination of Jay in the booth with, some really good offensive baseball like we've been watching here for the last week or so since the trade deadline. Even cooler. And he joins us right now, the Bone himself. Jay, good morning. How are you?
Top of the morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
Well, I'm doing great. I got to tell you, watching
the
this.
Mariners, man.
Right.
Holy cow.
What do you make of this new
so
lineup?
Fun, man. Dude, it's so fun. It's so fun to be in the booth because it's just like I'm on the seat of my pants, just like the Mariner fans are on their seats. The offense is unbelievable, and they're stealing bags and manufacturing run, getting their jerseys dirty, and it's like a completely revamped new team, new attitude, new personality, and you know what? I think the league's taking notice pretty darn quick. It's going to be some exciting baseball come September, and I'm really excited about that.
Deepest lineup your name was ever written into?
Man, I don't know. 97 was pretty special. 95 was special just because every day there was a new hero. Everyone contributed. That's what I see a lot of with this team right now is, everyone is contributing from start to finish. And it's been that way all year long. There was a time when the starting pitching was carrying it. The bullpen was carrying it. They had the best 7, 8, 9 hitters in the game for almost a month and a half. Now they made, they made a couple of 3 trades here, and these guys have been immediate impact. You can see what can happen. Both of them stepping up there, going back leg and hitting some big home runs, and it's contagious. It's carrying over with everybody. It takes a lot of the pressure off of Cal. Now Cal can do some things and not stress about trying to hit a 3-run home run every time he goes to the plate. So, and slowly but surely, this team's getting healthy, and the starting pitching, which has been, arguably the best in baseball for the last couple of years, are starting to get healthy. You got Miller right around the corner coming back, and then you got Vic getting ready and healthy and full of energy and bouncing off the walls inside the clubhouse, ready to go. And so he's not too far from being activated, which is another deadly weapon, in that lineup. Another guy that can go get it, another guy that can steal a money bag, another guy can pop one out of the ballpark. So, and another great attitude in that clubhouse. So it's been fun. The last couple, 3-4 days, I've been walking through that clubhouse, and it has been electric. It's been a lot of fun, and it's great to see the guys having fun and having a good time. It's good to see Danny smiling and not as stressed out. So that's always a good thing.
You mentioned the personalities. You mentioned the clubhouse. The Josh Naylor personality is fascinating to us. I don't know how many guys you've been around that have a similar personality to Josh Naylor. We generally keep it as clean as possible, as you know, here on this station and on the show. But he's got the red ass. It's just I don't know how else you're supposed to describe Josh Naylor.
No doubt about it. He's an old school player, man.
Who does he remind you of?
A lot of the guys, the way the game was supposed to be played years ago, not trying to be that old guy, but that's how a lot of the guys were. It's how everybody used to carry themselves. You show up for work, you play hard. There was a time and place to smile and have fun. But usually when you step across the line and in between the lines, it's all work. And that's what I love about it, especially when he hit his first home run. They handed him the pitchfork, and he looked at it. He just, if you could read his lips,
the disgust.
It was pretty comical. I think he had a little more fun with it the other day. You need somebody like that to, kick a guy in the butt, but also be able to pat a guy on the back, and that's what's awesome about him.
A couple names that have come up in trying to like figure out what that personality is like. Randy Johnson was one, obviously a pitcher. Another one that came up today was Gary Sheffield, with just some of the disgust Sheff would show when you throw him a pitch that he destroyed. Like, I don't know how much you were around Randy. I don't know how much you were around Sheffield, but I'm trying to come up with some comps for what that personality is like.
Well, there was Dan Gladden that always had a snarl on his face when he played. Really and truly, a lot of the old school guys, old throwback, that's what he's from. But, it's just good to have him in that lineup. I mean, if you look around the league and you talk to anybody, especially anybody over with the Guardians and some of the places he's played and his reputation around the league, everybody knows he's a gamer. He's great in the clubhouse. Everybody loves him. He's one of the best teammates you'll ever have. And if you look at his numbers, they speak for themselves. I mean, 30 and over 100 last year. He's been getting squishy up there since he's come to Seattle. It's going to be very exciting. He's going to be a 20-20 guy. I think that's pretty safe to say. The 20 bags is not going to be a problem. He's double stealing, it seems like, the last two nights. He's stealing second, stealing third. It's amazing because he's a big boy too, but for being a big boy, he's pretty fleet on his feet. You saw him make a hell of a play over there at first base, spinning around on the throw that was up the line and into the base runner, and he was able to spin through, keep his foot on the bag, pop up, and not get hurt over there. So he's pretty amazing with the glove too. So he brings attitude. He brings a lot of different things to that team in the clubhouse, and more importantly is the damage he brings and the instant cog, and he leads by example, which is pretty good. You can already see guys are feeding off of that.
It's great to have Buhner around, especially when he socks Salk right in the kidney. It's even better to hear you on broadcast.
Say that 3 times, Salk.
Yeah, not going to do it. You're probably like me a little bit, Jay. You and I are probably aligned in this way. I'm a little leery of AI and all this stuff, but let me read this out loud, and you can either deny or agree, and then we'll get to Mr. Naylor's speed. Jay Buhner's most stolen bases in a single season was in 1992, when you stole how many bags?
3? I don't know.
Come on.
I have no clue.
You stole 12
Dude, I don't know.
bases.
I don't care.
You stole 12.
Well, see,
you stole 12 bags in 92. And, Jay, you hold the Major League Baseball record. No. I'm going to cut you off because you hold a record. You hold the Major League Baseball record for most times not caught stealing in a season with let me read this again.
Most steals without getting caught.
That's right. Yeah. 11 for 11 in 92 as well. You and Naylor. Base stealers. How'd you do it?
Back into double steals.
He is in the bottom 3 percentile as the slowest player in baseball. 97% of players in baseball today have a faster sprint speed than Josh Naylor. He's in the bottom 3%, and he's going to steal 20.
It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter if you pay attention to the game and listen to some of his post-game deal, like especially yesterday. Listen to it a little bit, what he says. Mm-hmm. He shows up to the ballpark, and when he's on the bench, he's constantly watching the game. Constantly. And so he's picking up basically where the guy's, if he's got a slide step or he is on the rubber, how fast his time is he got a high leg kick. There's so many things that come into play. Not only that, he's watching how he's pitching to the guy ahead of him, what's going on in the game. He gets out on the base pass. He gets that little walking lead. If they don't stop him, he's gone. When you got a walking lead and your momentum's going, pretty much anybody can get there for the most part. But he's not afraid to take a chance, which is awesome. And And if he can do it, that's what I was talking about earlier, leading by example. If he can do it, then shoot, anybody on that team should be able to do it. You saw Cole get his first stolen base. Heck of a job over there by EY, giving him a little confidence and helping him out and being in his ear and telling him when to go and telling him, what his pop time is and all the different things. But, I mean, this team is not going to sit around and wait, and you can see that already. It's pretty cool. But Naylor, he just it's just one of those guys. He gets it. He just knows how to steal a bag. And not only that, he's stealing freaking third base too, which is even more impressive, man. It's so fun to see a guy like that you look at, and he doesn't have your prototypical base stealing body. Let's just be honest. But he can pick them up and put them down. So it's pretty cool to watch, and he is. He's just one of those guys that's really exciting.
Brock and I were talking yesterday, Jay. We were talking yesterday about sort of urgency and various words that don't always necessarily fit perfectly in baseball. But the one we kind of settled on was focus, that it does feel, and you've been on some teams that have locked it in late in the season and into the postseason, where all of a sudden it just feels like they can't do anything wrong. They don't miss a pitch when there's one to hit. They make every play in the field. They're just sort of a level of, I think it's focus, but you would have a better term for it. What is it like when a team locks it in late in the year and starts kind of really doing its thing into the postseason?
Well, other teams take notice first and foremost. It gets around the league in a hurry. Just like it's getting around the league right now, the dichotomy to that is look at the Yankees right now. What are they doing? They're playing some ugly damn baseball. I mean, they're finding out ways to lose ball games and mental mistakes beyond mental mistakes, not knowing how many outs there are, getting picked off. I mean, so it's the complete opposite. And the Mariners are just, they just got that. They got that vibe right now, and I think their feeling is at least it was for us when we were in our heydays and in the stretch, especially '95. If we lost a game, it's just we looked at it. We ran out of outs. We just ran out of outs, man. But we'll pick it up tomorrow. And that's kind of the attitude these guys have. They're having fun. They're pulling for one another. They're picking each other up. There's no doubt about that. But they're having a blast. And like I said before, I'll repeat it again, that clubhouse is just really something special, man. I mean, it's been that way all year this year. It's just there's something in the air this year. I think these guys know it's really special. And I'll tip my hat to the ownership group, John and Jeff and the list. They really stepped up, put their balls on the line, said, we're going to do something. We got a couple of holes here, and we're going to fill them. And, they did it, man. So now it's up to these guys. I mean, you can look at it any way you want to look at it. Is it pressure? Hell yeah, it's pressure. But you know what? You got the team now. They stepped up. Now it's time for these guys to step up, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a really exciting run. I'm looking forward to doing my last game on the road in Houston, the 19th to the 21st, and hopefully there's some champagne involved because I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Jay, there were often times I'd sit in my NFL locker room back in the day and look at Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson, future Hall of Famers, some of the best to ever play offensive line. I'm in my red jersey in practice, and these guys are just laying their body on the line. And you have I had such a respect. Some of the violence that these backs would take with hits and everything else. I wonder, as a positional player, your body wears down over 120 games and everything else, but to look over at Cal Raleigh and what that guy is doing night in and night out, is there something analogous to me and those O-linemen?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, there's so many hats that guy's got to wear. Not only is he trying to freaking take BP, he's got to get equal amount of swings from the right side as he does from the left side, and then he's trying to manage the game, and he's trying to basically manage the pitching staff, and he's got to communicate with that, and then he's also got to do the same thing with the umpires and build that bond and that respect and get the strike zone. So he's working that, and then he's going in and he's basically talking to the pitching coach. And there's so many different things. And then on top of it, oh, by the way, he's a catcher and he plays every single day. I mean, he takes a beating back there, and then he fouls the ball off his foot. And I mean, there's just so many things. And he just, you never see him complain. He's always steady. But you know what? You're exactly right. At this point of the year, some of these guys are trying to, they've hit the wall and they're trying to break through that wall and get that second win. And it goes right back to what I said before. You know, there's the trade deadline, and they go and make some moves for you. Some of these guys got an all-star break and got a chance to, you know, recharge a little bit. Cal didn't have that luxury. Oh, by the way, he went and won the home run derby. You know, that takes a hell of a lot out of you, too. He didn't get those 3 days of a mental break. So, you know, there's going to be peaks and valleys, and there's going to be a time right now, the second, you know, since the all-star break, it's been a little bit of a slow go for him. But you know what? It's a grind, man, and he's figured out a way to do it. And comes up with a big base hit last night, and he'll continue to keep doing that. But the moves they made to get a couple of these guys in here has taken a lot of the pressure off of him.
Well,
so
and it could even get him a break, right? I mean, like,
yeah.
I mean, now that you've got Gino and Naylor, he may not want it, but that doesn't mean it's not the best idea for him to have one now and again. And
something says he probably will today,
right?
So we'll just say that.
That was kind of my thought. Was like, hey, you're playing Chicago. You've come up with a couple of wins. Can you get him off his feet for a full day today?
I think that'll happen.
Good, and it should.
That might happen.
It should. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year where you got some guys that need to step up and carry the load a little bit for some of these guys, and you know, some of these bench guys are going to have to step up a little bit too. They're not going to get a whole lot of playing time now. Pretty much what you see is what you get with that starting lineup. It's going to be the same lineup pretty much every day. Slap it up on the wall. It's not going to change a lot. So these guys better get ready when they get their opportunity. I mean, I like the fact they put Mastro in there and Demo in there a little bit the other day and gave the guys a couple days, you know, a couple innings off, but it's not going to happen a whole lot. These guys got to have to buckle up, Chuck, and especially this morning, it's going to be a quick turnaround. But, you know, you've already won the series, and they got a Rule 5 guy that's on the mound today, and just figure out a way to continue to keep doing what they're doing, and that's putting pressure pitches on that pitcher because they're not waiting around. They're stealing the bag, and next thing you know, somebody gets a big base hit. You saw what happened last night. It was bam, bam. Next thing you know, they dropped a 5-spot can of whoop ass on them, and it's a good thing they did because this young Chicago team, you know, they're hunting the fastball and they're not missing it. So it made it pretty interesting at the end. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice to be able to be in this situation and talk about this team from this standpoint because they got everything that matches up. I think everybody around the league knows on paper their pitching staff stacks up against anybody. They've made a nice move to get another lefty in there in Ferg, who's tested, playoff tested with the Dodgers. So that certainly helps and takes a lot off of Gabe over there. And I think it could be pretty magical.
Interesting. Well, it does sound like you might know somebody and, I don't know, helps make out a lineup for the team or something. It feels like you might have access to some information. I don't know how you would, must be a really good reporter. It's like having Jeff Passan on the line here, Brock, on a Thursday instead of a Tuesday. Jay, it is.
I think you guys think along the same way too. Come on, I mean,
we do. I can't let you go though. I can't let you go without this. And I know we're a little bit late, Salk.
That's
so. You're in town.
Screw it, man.
We got time. Just do it, Brock. Just go.
You're in town.
Rule number one, you'll decide.
You're in town to celebrate Ichiro as well. How freaking cool was that Hall of Fame speech and the celebration of the first Japanese player here in America to get to the Hall? Just your thoughts on the whole entire deal up there in New York.
I didn't know he spoke English.
You liar. You big fat liar. Don't show up on our show and lie to the people. We have actual listeners who demand accountability, Jay. Don't lie to the people.
I mean, dude, it's so itchy though. You know, everything he takes on full speed ahead, man. I mean, the challenge, you knew he was going to nail it. That's just him, and that's the way he does things. And so, I mean, he was funny. I mean, guys, you got months and months and months of him showing up and talking in front of people, giving his speech. I mean, this guy was not going to fail. He was not going to get hung. He was going to nail it. And he did. And it shouldn't surprise anybody because that's just the way he is. And he's a funny guy, and he's a great teammate, and I'm so happy for him. And it's so impressive because think about it. There's no way. I know about 3 or 4 words in Japanese, and they're all bad words because that's typical. But and for him,
so they're the same 3 or 4 words you know in English. That's amazing.
But I mean, for 30 minutes. He spoke in English there. I mean, that's impressive, man. I mean, and he nailed it. So And he's got one more coming up on Saturday, and that's going to be fun to be a part. And it's going to be fun to rub elbows with all the Hall of Famers in there and have a couple of libations and get caught up and rap about old times. So, yeah, it's quite the week for Itchy and well deserved.
How about the way Randy handled that whole thing too? Randy Johnson with the 251s and saying, "Yeah, I'm happy to go in and all of that, but I don't want to do anything to take away from Ichiro's moment." I thought that was a pretty, he spent some time on the air talking with everybody about it about a month or two ago. But I thought that was awesome, wasn't it?
Well, I tell you, I mean, that's Randy. We all know Randy is being a red ass, and Randy has his moments. But I will tell you, Randy is first class. And, Itchy asked him to wear number 51. And I think at the end of the day, it was well handled. Randy's going to get his just due, just like he should. And I agree with you 100%. And it was good to see him yesterday walking through the clubhouse. He's in town doing his book thing. And he's got another little book deal going on today, and slowly but surely the boys are starting to show up. Felix will be in town here pretty soon, and Junebug's already here. So, there's a little extra vibe going around, some special people walking through the clubhouse, and that always sends a good sign, a good signal. So, he handled it very, very well. Yeah. But that's Randy, though, man. What you see is what you get. So.
That was really cool.
Awesome that was awesome when he pitched too, because if all hell broke loose, he'd step up on the top step and put a kibosh to that pretty darn quick.
All right, well, Jay, we got to let you go. Our dump button is out. We're out of dump space. We've already used the dump button too many times in just a 20-minute interview. So now we have to let you go, because if you say something else, we have no ability to dump it. So now we've got to let you go.
Full of it. You guys are full of it.
I wish I could say. I wish I was lying.
Too,
this one is actually true. We actually have to let Jay go because our dump button takes a while to come back and gear up to speed.
Love you, Jay.
Know you later, boys.
See you, buddy. There's Jay Buhner, the great Jay Buhner, and that story is actually true. We had dumped him a couple times, and at some point, you got to let the dump button get back up to speed. Moore's giving me a death stare. I got the FCC breathing down my neck. You just got to make sure everything works. So, sorry, Jay. We had to move on. Hey, quick Mariner thing. We got just bouncing back and forth really all morning. But one thing that dawned on me yesterday watching the game, and by the end of that game, Josh Naylor's out. He's been, got a little shoulder issue. Hopefully it's not going to be anything serious because I feel like they really do need him. Really, Suarez hasn't really done much, right? He hit a home run. It's not done nothing. He hit a double. I'm not saying he's been awful, but look at the batting average, 130 or something. Gino has not really contributed a ton. I think Naylor has, but even still, his numbers haven't been just ridiculous. I think what we're seeing, though, is such a trickle-down effect of getting those two guys into the lineup every day in two different ways. One, it just pushes guys into better spots and allows for them to have a little bit less stress, of a little bit less, feeling like they need to overcompensate for anything else in the lineup, a lot more trust. You can have better at-bats. It just makes the lineup deeper and I think puts a lot more pressure on the pitcher because even if Gino's not hitting, 350 right now and hasn't, hit 6 home runs in 5 games, he's still a threat that the other pitcher knows about, given what he's done so far this year in his career. So I think that has a huge trickle down effect in and through the lineup. The other thing, though, is that secondary effect, and we've talked about it, and Jay spent so much time there talking through the effect in the clubhouse. It's just belief, right? What was of the Mariner teams that we've had since just restarting this show is the Mike Salk show. Obviously, the most fun was the year they went to the playoffs and then beat the Blue Jays. But the second most fun was probably the year before that, right? Believe Big? Or not Believe Big. That was just believe, right? It was just believe. You got to believe. And so I playing the Cher song and all that, I do think that belief does.
That was great.
I know, but it was still a fun ride. And I do think that Cher song kind of epitomized it of you got to have that belief, whether it's from your manager or your teammates or general manager, ownership, whatever. And going out and getting 2 guys at the deadline the way they did, I think that's got a pretty big effect on the way the team is playing as well. All right, quick break. We'll come right back here. Obviously, Brock's got some thoughts on what he saw in the game last night, so we'll do some football talk. But maybe even more importantly, I told you that beating the White Sox in a sweep like that mattered. It's weird that it should, because that's a bad White Sox team, but I think that game actually and that series sweep mattered more than you know. We'll dig into it together next on Brock and Salk.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and all these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready. The James D. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC 238 USLC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC 138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA 270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
You're free now. Free to stream beyond your wildest dreams.
Rom-coms, slasher-coms, space operas.
Free to fill your feed with impossibly chunky chunkers.
Cats, corgis, babies on demand.
Free to make your smart devices do silly things.
Bowl of chips on the Robo-Vacuum.
Free to open a world of remote work and Gametopia.
Who's the boss now?
Free to be everything you imagine. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com.
Limited availability, service in select locations only.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Evan Cohen here. La Quinta by Wyndham is deeply grateful for all our military members, veterans, and their families. They understand the dedication, sacrifice, and hard work that comes with serving our country. As a thank you, La Quinta offers 12% off standard rates, upgraded Wyndham Rewards, Gold Status membership, and preferred parking. They want to make sure your stay is as comfortable and rewarding as possible, and they're proud to serve those who serve. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Visit LQ.com to learn more about these special military perks and discounts. Restrictions apply.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Marcus. Sorry about just Mike
Heward. Not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
As we roll along here, Brock, good morning. We'll dig into the Seahawks in a few minutes. It was fun last night, right?
Mike, that was really fun.
I thought it was pretty fun.
I did too. I don't know, fun. It was football. Like it was real. That just felt for a first preseason game.
Yeah.
And you flip around, you watch other ones and you're like, ooh, that didn't feel like as much football as that stadium did, as those coaches did, as the scheme did, as some of just the level of, I don't want to say continuity, but it just looked like NFL football.
That's kind of what I was going to say, yeah. I mean, like, it wasn't spectacular, and I don't know that we learned everything we need to know, but, like, it was good. It was a good game. It was fun to watch. It looked like real football, and we'll dig into some of that with some takeaways at 7:30 and, a conversation throughout the day and then eventually phone calls later this morning. But in the meantime, I do want to start with the Mariners this morning, Brock, because I think, well, two things. I have two thoughts on the Mariners.
10 games over 500?
Yeah, and because they're a game and a half out and because they've won 6 out of 7 since the trade deadline, there's a bunch of reasons to start with the Mariners. I have two thoughts this morning. One, I think I might have actually learned as much about this team during the last 3 games against one of the worst teams ever created as I have all year. They just went out and beat them. There was no messing around. There really wasn't. I know they had to go to extra innings yesterday, but I never for 1 second thought they were going to lose that game. Not once. Not for 1 second did it dawn on me that the Mariners might lose that game to Chicago yesterday. They just went out and beat them. And, sometimes you mess around with teams like Chicago and you let them hang around and this and that, and then they beat you, and then you're, like, bummed out later because, hey, now it's into August and you got your team together, and you let the White Sox, and maybe that's one that's going to come back to bite you. Nope. You just sweep them. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. It's exactly what Toronto did with the lousy Rockies team, and it's exactly what the Mariners did with Chicago. Just sweep them away and move on. I thought that is actually pretty important.
Boy, I don't know if I felt quite that same way, confidence-wise, with a bullpen that, was just taxed the night before, and here we go again. And it had nothing to do with Chicago. It just had a little more to do with yourself. And I was waiting for Phil up in Mukilteo to text you this morning and say, see, Salk, that was a trap game. See, they were satisfied winning 2, and they could let off the gas a little bit.
Ever heard.
And that text never came because they did find a way to finish and get it done, and you were the better team. So I think what you're talking about, which is probably going to be the theme of some of this Friday, is impose your will. Just impose your will. We felt that last night from a football perspective, I think, in that first half, and you just kind of impose your will. And better baseball teams, certainly down the last 45 games of a baseball season, tend to, and I love how Buhner said it, like, hey, man, and the rest of the league, notice this. Those guys up in Seattle, those guys up in Toronto right now, those guys up in Milwaukee right now, those guys are just imposing their will. They're just better. than the people they're facing, and they're letting them know about it.
So that was the big one for me. The other thing that I thought I would mention, because I've been wrong about almost everything regarding this team this year at any given point. Like everything about this team I've gotten wrong this year. And I'm not sure I'm alone on that, right? But, you know, the offseason that looked like such a disaster, and then all of a sudden they did that. Like, I've been wrong many times about this team, including after the Arizona series where I really thought, like, okay, this is going to be an El Foldo situation. Like, they had a problem, I thought, at that point, and they did not. The one time, the one thing I've gotten right about this team this year, and I'm going to crow about it like G. Scott, is that, oh, by the way, did you see G yesterday? Anybody see G on Twitter yesterday?
Yes.
We're going to get after him.
He's going to be here at 8:30, right?
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
Don't let him come in that backup studio. Don't let him do anything until 8:30. There's going to be no dress rehearsal, no prep time before, no let out a little steam.
He always pretends like he was the first one to notice everything.
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you about Torrey Horton? Yeah, you and everyone else, genius. Shut up. My God, my timeline is essentially just like Torrey Horton glorification for the last 2 weeks. But G's the only one to have told us? My God, man. My God, it's nauseating. So I will say this with a bit of tongue-in-cheek. But
if anyone was the first, I think Daniel Jeremiah was the first one to tell us about Torrey Horton.
Or Brock, DJ, Brock. I've heard it from Brady, heard it from Brian Nemhauer. Like, everybody who's out there has mentioned Torrey Horton.
Didn't happen till G. Scott says it happens.
It's not real until G says it's real. Whatever, man. Anyway, in true G. Scott fashion, the only thing I've been right about this year is when everybody, collectively wanted to jump off a bridge after they lost that game to the Yankees. Yes. I was like, guys, you got to chill out.
Yes.
That's just a game in Yankee Stadium. Happens all the time. Like, it's just a Yankee Stadium game. Just move it along. Not a big deal. What happens next?
But Mike, it was a no-hitter through 8 innings.
I know. But then they
Mike,
went out.
you can't get swept. But
Right.
Mike, good playoff teams can't get swept. You can't do that.
Yeah. They went to Detroit. They beat the crap out of the Tigers. They come back from the break. They toddle around a little bit. They make their trades, and then bang, now you're off and running. I don't know whether this means, they're going to be incredible the rest of the year. But clearly, whatever happened that day in New York and the Bronx was not the end of the world. It was just a game in New York, in the Bronx, and those happened. So the only thing I've gotten right all year. I've been wrong about every single other imaginable thing regarding this team this year. So I'm just going to cling to my one good take that I've had this year. Lyle's laughing because he was in a bad way that day.
You saying that everybody was ready to jump off a bridge after the New York series, that almost feels like a front.
It wasn't.
This is what Lyle and I talked about off the air all the time, and I'm bringing it to the air and saying it's everybody.
No, I felt like there were a lot of people that day. The text machine was with you. Like, no, you were not alone. Honestly, I was not even thinking about you when I said that. Oh. I really wasn't. You don't even register in my mind. You're like Geno Smith. I wouldn't even bother to say that about you.
Lyle, you're not that big a deal. Okay.
Yeah, let's tone it down there, Lyle. You and G, both you guys, neither of you are that big a deal. No, but don't you think looking back at it?
There wasn't hot water this morning, and Salk's on a warpath now.
Well, there's no hot water. The bathroom's not working. My car wasn't working.
Oof.
There was random traffic in the morning. Like, everything has gone wrong today. So I'm fighting through. I'm a survivor.
You know what you're
Brock.
doing, Salk? You're responding. And that's what the Mariners team did then. Of all of the people that we know, of all of our friends through the years, of all of our peers in the industry, who's the one big guy that just does not believe in momentum?
Ray Roberts.
That's exactly right.
Hates it.
Oh, he hates momentum. And we had a cool little moment yesterday as a team, and head coach for the first time kind of brought up the word because we've had this swing of offensive day, defensive day, offensive day, and he kind of asked the team, like, do you believe in momentum? And like half the kids kind of sheepishly raise their hand. They kind of look, what is he thinking, right? And it's like, how can you believe in momentum and then really believe in what we preach every day, which is to respond? Like, just respond. You got to go out and you've got to respond. It's not like, oh, now we got the momentum and we're just going to roll this thing and everything's going to be great. That's not life. That's not football. That's not baseball. That's not sport. It is about, in these environments, how are you going to respond to either success or how are you going to respond to some real adversity? And they did have, and then there has been some of those moments, and there may be. I mean, if they hit like they did with runners in scoring position yesterday, there may be some more, real tough stretches here over these 47 games of a 4 or 5 game pocket. That's like, wow, No, World Series teams, doesn't happen to them. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it becomes about how you respond to that adversity.
Yeah, and how long you allow it to go on. And yeah, that was a tough series for them in New York. Maybe that's not a great matchup in terms of teams, whereas they seem to match up very well against Texas and some of the other teams they may play. And you know what? It's baseball, so the next time they play the Yankees, maybe they sweep them, and the next time they play Texas, maybe it goes the other way. It's a very, very weird sport and very, very hard to predict. But
when you're better than your opponent, and these teams that have sold and these teams that you are going to face here down the stretch, and they've got call-ups and they've got no identity and they've got no culture, and they have, what did you say, El Foldo?
El Foldo.
Yeah, when there are a bunch of El Foldos coming out,
I don't know where that's from. I heard that once a long time ago, and it's always sort of stuck in my brain. It must be from a movie or something. El Foldo.
Then fold them up, put them in your back pocket, sit on them, beat them, win that series, and continue to play some ad
like those pocket pancakes that we were talking about earlier in the week.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
We'll come back here, give you guys everything you need to know, including some highlights from last night's football game, Brock. And then after that, takeaways. We'll have G. Scott in here crowing about how smart he is a little bit later. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 SeattleSports.com.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
I was always a guy that, if I could get an interception, man. How many did you have in your career? 3. How many should you have had? If you, as you put it, if you didn't have frying pan hands. Yeah, I would say probably double that. When I was in high school, I played in a state championship game. I had 2 interceptions in one game, and I was like, that was my favorite game. I just loved that.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X-Fi Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington and designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement. In August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments for 1 year, and an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
This is the story of the one.
As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Headed outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on SeattleSports.com.
I have a handful of stories that really affected me personally in my career and how I handle employees. Lee Johnson, coming out of his office as a customer, asked me where the service department is. I was like, yeah, go to the end of the hall, go up the stairs, go across the breezeway, open a door, go to the left. You want Chevy, go to the right. You want Mazda? Because I didn't even have enough time to say, hey, what kind of car do you have? Here comes Lee, and it's like, oh, man, come with me. Let me show you. And then have him come back and not dress me down is just almost like with that fatherly disappointment of like, hey, that's not how we take care of people. I mean, the right way is to walk her down to the stairs, walk her up the stairs, open the door for her, go over, across the way, open up that door, introduce her to somebody. So she's comfortable, she's made it to the right place, and that we value the business. What you did was you made it seem like she was an inconvenience to you. Customers are the purpose of our day.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Are you finding it hard to stay cool in your home during hot weather? The issue is likely your window's poor quality and lack of heat deflecting technology. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and come with high-performance Sun Matrix glass, which can help keep the summer heat out. Combined with our leak armor installation, your comfort will be secured for a lifetime. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Step back into automotive history at LeMay, America's Car Museum. The current exhibit, Rare and Luxurious, features 100 years of exceptional automobiles, including stunning classics to beauties worth millions. Feel the thrill of driving a Formula One car on the exhilarating racing simulators and lunch in the cafe. It's a must activity for out-of-town guests, friends, and families. Plan your visit at americascarmuseum.org. Open Thursday through Monday. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, well, it did take a couple of extra innings, and that's all right. It was just a chance for another hero to emerge. Last night, that turned out to be Dominic Canzone, or yesterday during the day, I guess. Good for him, man. That was pretty good at bat. Hanging in there, left on left. It wasn't a, huge bomb, and they didn't need that. Just needed a single, drives it through. They end up going on to win. That was the little things. They also did some of the big things early.
Here's the stretch and the 3-2 on the way. Swinging a drive deep to left field. Going and goodbye baseball. Into Edgar's Cantina. Randy Arozarena with his 23rd home run of the season. That matches his career high at 23. Back in 2023.
How about that? Randy's already matching his career high in home runs. I know there have been some ups and downs for him, but man, he's been a force for them over the course of the season as a whole. You throw in Canzone. It's kind of nice to have talked about both those guys yesterday and then see them contribute the way they did.
Does he get to 30? Gets to 30 bombs this year?
Is it 23?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right in that area, right? I mean, like somewhere around that. If it's maybe it's 28, I mean, like whatever. Either way, like, it's a pretty darn good season for a guy who does a lot of different things for you.
Yeah, this one was not as easy as the first two. First two games, put crooked numbers up there early. You just kind of get a chance to kind of coast at times to the finish line. This one took a little bit more work. It took a little bit of Chicago falling apart, making some mistakes that you capitalized on because. Yeah, 1 of 11 with 16 strikeouts, right? That offense, once Naylor went out of there, changes just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, like you said, though, find a way to win.
But there were some surprising moves made as well. Like, that was one of those kind of funky games, right, where you're bunting Cole Young and then Dylan Moore ends up in there for a big at-bat. Like, not everything kind of went the way you would want it to yesterday.
True.
So you got some of the challenge, some of the things that Dan does that I will admit still kind of drive me crazy. But then you also get some of the things Dan does that really work. And I think the faith in a guy like Dom Canzone, you asked about him in a situation the other day against a lefty.
Yep.
And I said, I kind of like that because you're already in the lead. It's a good opportunity for him to get some practice. I can't tell you there's a direct correlation between that at bat and him coming up with a hit against the lefty in the 11th yesterday. But I can't tell you there's not a correlation. Like, there's certainly no downside to him having that.
What do you think of Logan yesterday?
I thought he was, again, good. You know what Logan's starting to look like right now? And this is, I don't think this will last. He's looking like that guy who, and I didn't get to see all of the game yesterday. I got to see a lot of it. Like that guy who's just struggling to put guys away.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just taking him like 2-3 extra pitches here, 3-4 extra pitches there, a couple extra pitches here, and the next thing you know, he's only at 5 and he's got to jump out of the game. He's not a 5 and dive guy. I would never ever describe Logan Gilbert that way, and not with his heart and with his talent. Eventually, he'll get back to putting guys away, but I think that's his problem more than anything right now is just finding that way to put them away.
Gosh, you're just spot on. You're responding to a little adversity with just straight fire.
Thank you. Yeah, sometimes it helps me focus.
Yes.
A little more adversity. Josh Naylor left the game early with shoulder soreness day to day. Most of the league off, so the Mariners now a game and a half out in the West, 3 games back at Detroit for the second best record in the American League.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
I know you like a good tie, Brock. Who doesn't? Everybody loves a tie. All right, maybe not, but I really liked a lot of what I saw for the Seahawks at 7 o'clock, or at 6 o'clock rather, kind of started by saying, I feel like they understood the Salk doctrine last night. 32 runs, 32 passes. Like, you can't run the ball if you don't run the ball. And they ran the ball, and they found lots of ways to do it successfully.
What was it, more over 7.5 yards a carry as well in that first quarter? And one of our questions yesterday was, are we going to be able to see it? Right, we've seen a bunch of different systems in here. We saw Shoddy's system in here, and our guy that went to Chicago, Waldron's system in here, system last season, coming out of the collegiate level, Ryan Grubb.
Can I jump in here? Because I know you were going to see the difference. Let me say, as a non-football coach, player, etc., I saw the difference yesterday in the scheme. Clear as day.
I would think so. I would think that almost every Seahawks fan that's watched all these games passionately can see, wow, they're under center. Wow, they got a bunch of tight ends. Wow, they got this sledgehammer with enormous thighs.
Even just outside zone,
right.
stretch play. Like, I could just feel it.
That's right.
And it worked. And Mike McDonald happy about the offensive line play.
You felt the line of scrimmage. You felt the physicality. I felt like being able to, they gave us a couple pressures there early where we weren't necessarily expecting. So being able to kind of identify the front, get everything targeted the right way, and sustaining blocks, I thought that was really good. And I thought we kept the quarterback clean for the most part, especially in the first half. So a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, when the quarterback's just not getting sacked left and right, hit left and right, which happens in a lot of these preseason games. And it was just one sack yesterday when you're moving people right off the ball, Salk. I told you about the camera angle that I would have loved, right down the down marker so you can see like a game of tug of war.
Mm-hmm.
And they were moving and creating, that old adage, man, move a man against his will. And I thought they did that pretty darn repeatedly with the first string, the second string, and even the third string in the second half.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
The celebration of Ichiro gets fully underway this weekend. Now that everybody's back from Cooperstown, he'll have the number 51 retired by the Mariners before tomorrow's game. He'll join Ken Griffey, Edgar Martinez, and of course Jackie Robinson as the only numbers retired by the Mariners. And then Randy Johnson, of course, will join them next season. I did enjoy our chat with Jay Buhner yesterday, and he had nice things to say about his buddy Itchy.
Dude, it's so itchy, though. Everything he takes on full speed ahead, man. I mean, the challenge, you knew he was going to nail it. That's just him, and that's the way he does things. And so, I mean, he was funny. I mean, guys, you got months and months and months of him showing up and talking in front of people, giving his speech. I mean, this guy was not going to fail. He was not going to get hung. He was going to nail it. And he did, and it shouldn't surprise anybody because that's just the way he is. And he's a funny guy, and he's a great teammate, and I'm so happy for him, and it's so impressive.
Yeah. Cosign. Totally agree with that. It was an awesome Hall of Fame speech, and we know the Mariners do a couple things very, very well and have through all of these years to celebrate their stars and their studs. And from a marketing effort, they're going to be all over it. From a giveaway element, it's going to be really, really cool. And then from the fraternity of the Mariner Brotherhood that's going to come back, as Jay talked about with Randy and Felix and all the guys. And oh, by the way, there's Edgar and Danny in the dugout and the connections that those guys have with them as former great players as well. It's all good. It's all good stuff. It's all good mojo. And I love as well, Salk, being there at a new high water mark, 10 games above 500.
Yep.
As I said, let's just keep adding to that.
All right, that is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. All right, we got a good half hour, really more than that, but the next 45 minutes set aside to talk some football before G. Scott comes in, and who knows where it goes from there. Some baseball in the 9 o'clock hour, and then, of course, your phone calls at 9:30. But coming up next, we do have takeaways, even a preseason version. Who stood out? What were the positives? Couple of negatives? They're all next on Brock and Salk.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Are you guys ready to lose some weight this summer? Summer is a good time, and especially now that we're almost getting into fall here in another couple of weeks, don't make any more excuses. Chat with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. They're going to make it really easy for you so you don't feel like it's another burden onto your life. In fact, it's going to make your life better. You're going to start losing weight and feeling better. I did it, lost 35 pounds. Ryan Roland Smith's down 30. Listener texted in. He had dropped 42 pounds. Yeah, it is a really good time to do it. When you do this plan, you won't feel hungry. You will lose weight. The food tastes good. Great recipes. All food that you buy at the grocery store. It's why Dr. Coogan has had success with over 4,000 people here locally in the Seattle area. Schedule your 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com and just set up that 15-minute consultation. Again, eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. High five, everybody. High five.
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
At Cressy Door, we have the perfect garage door for you. Come visit our brand new garage door and fireplace showroom and let our experts help you find the perfect garage door. Cressy Door.
At Toyota of Kirkland, it's all about making the smart play. More savings and taking the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Prius, the electric ride, leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Their incredible team at Toyota of Kirkland will set you up with a test drive so you can head to the ballpark in that new car the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota of Kirkland or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1263.
the home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis from Swedish CyberKnife. Dr. Landis, when treating prostate cancer, what can patients expect during CyberKnife treatment?
So the CyberKnife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out. You essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Swedish.org/CyberKnife prostate.
The future is here. So why is your internet stuck in the past? With Quantum Fiber Internet, you can get next-level multi-gig speed on a reliable fiber network. Fair and honest pricing with no annual contracts or bundling required. And whole home 360 Wi-Fi to make sure your devices are ready to take you where you want to go. So you can stream, post, game, surf, like, and love to your heart's content. You do you. Let Quantum Fiber Internet take care of the rest. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready. The James D. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC 238 USLC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC 138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA 270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, first preseason game now in the books, and we got some time here to discuss. I got like a conversation to get into at 8 o'clock regarding this game, Brock, and I know you got Blue 88 coming up in 15 minutes, but let's start with some takeaways.
Takeaways.
I would say when Mike Salk, Lyle Goldstein, Maura Dooley, everybody in the sports pit, everybody at the station can see something that looks different, that just looks different, and everybody's in unanimity with that, Salk, that's my first takeaway. Clint Kubiak's offense, now I will say this, did not like the double pin look that started early. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see that.
You did not see that?
Two pins?
He looked like this, and I was like,
stop.
Ooh.
I hope people are watching on YouTube and can see Brock with 2 pins in his hat.
Yeah, it was one of my comments to the coaches on our staff is that if I ever try to pull this look off, and if any of you ever try this look, there's no aura, as the kids like to say. We are not doing that.
Okay.
And then eventually, I think one was a pink highlighter and one was a sharp. It was just not. I was like, Clint, somebody get to Clint, please. So eventually, it just became the pen. I think the highlighter he was using. So, but it was cool, man. It was good to see 12 personnel. It was good to see outside zone. It was good to see a commitment to it, Salk. It was good to see the fullback that you drafted, Brady Russell, and his lettuce flying around. So I got to just start right there, that it did look and it did feel different, and there was a commitment to it and a buy-in, and then just a discipline to run it as well throughout. I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, you could see it, right? I mean, I mentioned it earlier. The stretch plays, the outside zone, it looked different to my eye. That's not to say that's all they ran. Obviously, there was some, and we'll dig into it a little bit more later, but there was some read option later once they had a read option quarterback come into the game.
Yeah, they ran a little gap scheme, pulling guys in the interior. It looked like when you played the Rams and McVay and Shanahan for like the last 10 years. That's what they've run against you. And you hired Shane Waldron, and you're like, well, why didn't it ever look like that? It never looked like that. It's true. And maybe it's because Shane never went with the double pen look out of the hat as Coops did.
Makes sense. Yeah, obviously that was a big part of the success of the offense yesterday. Well, I thought you would start here. I'll start here instead. The guy who jumped off the page more than anybody else last night was Robbie Oots. He jumped out to me anyway more than anyone else I saw. I'm not saying he was the single best player out there. I might have suggested that at 6 o'clock. That might be going too far. But you noticed him. You felt his presence, Brock. I know how much you like to talk about feel. You certainly felt Robbie Oots. George Halani was running behind him.
Yeah, shout out to Oots, man. You know, he's a big physical fullback. You know, he does everything right, you know, in practice, from run blocking to, you know, pass pro, whatever it is. We can depend on that guy to go out there and get the job done.
You noticed him, right? I mean, like, he was springing Halani. He was laying people out. He was moving from tight end to the backfield and, you know, opening up holes. It's nice to have a fullback. If you want to be a running team, and you want to be big and powerful and physical, it sure helps to have a big, powerful, physical fullback who is, you know, a fullback and not like a defensive lineman masquerading now and again.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a fullback like that. Max Strong. That really is like, I mean, this is what I am. It's my identity.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Max Strong was probably going back a ways. I mean, like, certainly Derek Coleman was
there was
a
a role for Derek.
And Mike Robb was a fullback. Like, those guys were real fullbacks.
A little more versatile.
But this guy's a little versatile too, isn't he? Right? I mean, he was a tight end in college. No versatility.
No, there is some. And maybe that's mean to Mike Robb because, like, Robbie Oots, the two of them, if Mike Robb was on the field before the game and you put the two of them side by side, it'd be not quite like up with Kay and our guy Vita Vea. I don't know if you saw Kay Adams and Vita Vea's interview.
But that's funny.
Oh gosh, it was. You got to look up.
How many seconds of silence were there?
Well, someone tweeted me and said it's still a work in progress.
Yeah,
the interview thing.
Bet it is.
But 275-pound hammer with thighs for days, it's just going to get into people and maul people. And I love what Halani said there. Like, yeah, man, we trust him. And we're building that trust early, and pretty neat to see.
Takeaways.
Maura, you want to jump in? I thought Miss Maura sent like 7 or 8 good ones.
Yeah.
Don't need to hog this in the preseason. Miss Maura, you want to jump in?
All right, yeah. I think it was nice to see that they have some depth at the cornerback position. I thought Nehemiah Pritchett looked like he'd been doing his homework on that interception.
Yep.
He knew exactly what was going to happen. And then on that pass breakup that he had later, he timed his leap perfectly. And then also, Josh Jobe, his interception was nice to see, but that ball was way underthrown.
Yeah, I thought that secondary, right? And then this is their opportunity. No Spoon, no Shaq Griffin. Some of these guys, Pritchett in particular, is a late draft pick from the season before. No guarantees to make the team. And they're going to have to play sharp and going to have to play well. And they certainly did yesterday. It's just, again, some good football. It was scheme offensively, Salk, and then yeah, man, you would have hated it last night. I'm just telling you, in the basement. You would have loved the pizza.
No, I know I would have hated it.
You would have loved the fraternity, but you would have hated the, hey, rewind that back.
Oh, dear God.
Let me see that. Let me see that front. We had offensive guys, coaches, defensive coaches. I was in heaven. It was, was it great for me?
So awful.
Oh, you want to see it again, Coach? Yeah, you bet. Let me run that back.
Never, ever watch a football game with Brock. Ever. If there's anything you can do, avoid that at all costs.
Well, now you have the coaching.
Takeaways.
Well, we got the Drew Lock experience, Salky.
Yeah, he threw a Drew Lock special last night.
We got the Drew Lock experience.
Sure did. Quite an experience it is.
The top end of it, the ceiling of it's like that dude's a big time player in the league. That guy makes big time throws. There's some seriously like arm strength wise,
100%.
From third base or shortstop, you can really judge baseball guys' arms, and you see like Suarez got a different kind of arm. Gunnar Henderson got a different kind of arm. Drew Lock got a different kind of arm. I mean, he can really sling a football in tight windows and do all of it. And then you just can't throw that interception in the red zone. Just can't do it. You know, that snap came in hot, about 106 miles an hour, I think, on the jugs machine or the radar gun. It came in hot, but find a way to catch it. And so just some of those negative plays that, have been, unfortunately, for 7-8 years, some of the calling card of Drew and why he'll be a backup in the league. But man, he makes some absolutely wowzer plays that you're like, yeah, that's why you also belong in this NFL, and you've carved out quite a career.
Yeah. He's a tough watch for me. He's a tough watch for me. He really is. Really nice guy. I mean, like, it's super easy to root for. Loved his press conference afterwards. That's not hard for me at all. I hold no ill will towards him, even a little bit. But he's a tough watch for me. He just is. Yeah, you're right. He's obviously talented. I'm not going to sit here and be like, this guy stinks. He doesn't. He doesn't stink. But he's not an NFL starting quarterback. I think at this point that's very clear. And so I do think, and we'll have this conversation at 8, like, okay, well then what do you want from the next quarterback on your roster? And I think there's a real conversation there. So I was not impressed last night. Yes, he made some nice plays. No, it wasn't all bad. But some of those things are just like, man, you've been in the league like, what, 6-7 years?
7 years.
They just can't happen. They just cannot happen.
There's kind of 2 coaching adages, axioms that just kind of pop up in my head with him.
Don't be a mistake repeater.
One of them, Mike said earlier this week, like, we don't want to take the playmaker out of the player. You can't handcuff them so much. But when that player repeats just turnover plays or turnover-worthy plays, you're just left to wonder about the old Tom Morrism.
Yeah.
Play smart, not scared.
Yeah.
He definitely never plays scared to make a mistake. He is willing to let it rip, but that smart protection of the football has been a challenge.
Takeaways.
So you know what I saw last night that I was kind of excited about? And Drew Lock was one of the purveyors of it, Brock.
Seattle 4 of 6 on 3rd down. Motion across the formation is Cody White. Snap to Drew. Going to set up a screen pass near side. Breaking a tackle. Coming up near side is Helani. Got a first down across midfield, run out of bounds.
Was that another successful screen pass? When we were out of practice, we saw a bunch of them. I don't know whether you've always said the problem the Seahawks have had with screens is that they don't major in them. They try to minor in them, and then that's just not good enough. It's just they're too hard, too complicated, take too much timing. If you want to do them, you got to major in them. Maybe they are, because I saw a bunch of them in practice that looked successful, and I thought what I saw yesterday looked very successful as well. I wouldn't even know what to do if the Seahawks had a successful screen game, but I am now starting to feel like that might be a part of the offense this year.
Well, once again, go back to what we've played against for 10 years. What do Shanahan's teams, what do McVay's teams, what do they do? Right? They have been really good screen teams. And when you're a motion and you're a movement and you're condensed formations and you're a run and you're a play action, you know what should come along for that journey and that ride? Screens. But when you're a Rolodex team and we do a little bit of this and we do a little bit of that, and let me just pull this recipe out of the recipe box. Oh, let me just flip the Rolodex and see what name comes up and what play comes up, and there's not a continuity to it and a build off of it, then you're not a good screen team. And you're absolutely right. It was nice to see that execution as well.
Takeaways.
Good. Doesn't this feel good?
It does.
Just a little takeaways.
Let's see if we can bang out a few more in just 4 minutes. Maura, go for it.
All right, let's see. Christian Haynes looked a lot different in game than he looked in camp.
Mm-hmm.
He was moving some people.
Because he wasn't on his back?
And pretty darn quick, getting downfield to block.
Yeah, and not like hands on hips. This look, so if I gave you the double pin look earlier, right? That one, you know what else I really just don't enjoy, Salk? When linemen get tired, and it's not like just leaning over. They like, it's, I don't know, it's like almost palm.
I know what it is. Yeah, it's this.
You know what
you're
I'm
trying to
saying?
you're like taking
so
the pressure off your back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so exhausted. So tired.
All right.
There's way too much of that. Way too much of that in the past. And, you know, you're again, spot on, Maura. Those guys were not sucking oxygen. They were moving, and they were all moving pretty darn well.
Takeaways.
Maura, you noticed this one also. I know it was in yours, but I really like the defense picking up those 2 penalties for celebrating, and there was an all-in element to it. And if you want to have a top 5 defense, which is one of the goals for this season, you have to have some of that swag that goes with it, right? You've got to have a belief in yourself and the teammate element and the building each other up and the just the ferocity of it, just an arrogance to you. So I loved it. I thought that was great. Don't want it, obviously, in the regular season. But in the preseason, awesome. And I don't know if we have the cut or not. I should have asked you about it. Sorry. But I did see Mike McDonald basically call it the cost of doing business. I loved that. I thought that was the perfect description of it. Yeah, it's just cost of doing business. If that's the team you want to be, that's exactly the kind of stuff you got to do.
Yep. Why Pete never minded being the most penalized team in the NFL.
Well, especially in a
Cost of doing
situation
business.
like that, right? Just cost of doing business. No,
Cost
you
of doing
haven't?
business.
Oh, yeah, here was Mike McDonald afterwards on those two
Does she have it?
two celebration
I
penalties.
couldn't even ask that question.
Yeah, I mean, these guys they're ready to play a game, and they've seen the work that our non-starters have put in. So to see those guys come up and attack the ball the way they did was really cool. We wanted to make a little bit more of a return in both situations. We work plus mode a lot. So there's some meat left on the bone on that situation. But we do have to show the guys that, those penalties did affect us in the game. Change field position. We really can't afford to be doing that moving forward. But having the enthusiasm and having the guys being fired up for guys making plays, that was pretty cool.
Pretty darn cool.
Takeaways.
Kind of a cool one for me to have some new coaches over that got to hang out and fraternize and have fun, talk football, get to know them deeper, Salk, and to hear just just through their optics asking me questions like, man, why does that stadium rock the way it does? It's a preseason game, and you could feel some of the noise and the emotion, and just good football fans that understand on third down, you know what? Make noise. Make it hard. Make it hard on, they're going to come and check at the line of scrimmage. Get even louder. And I got to tell the good story about Paul Allen sitting in the end zone at Husky Stadium, growing up with his dad, watching it before he became a Coug. And Paul Allen saying, you know what? I want those same cantilevered stands. I want that same vibe that I got at Husky Stadium where the noise reverberated, where the noise went up, and then it comes down. And what goes up, got to come down. And even though they're a little rounded and you may not think at first glance that it's the same kind of engineering, it is. And, man, I thought the stadium was alive last night.
All right, those are some good takeaways. Good stuff there. It was a fun game, fun to watch, I thought, last night, especially for a preseason game.
Did we get to Milroe? Or are we hanging on?
Well, we're going to hang on. Milroe's going to play a big role in the 8 o'clock segment. We're going to spend a little bit more extended time on Mr. Milroe and his half of football and everything else what went down at the quarterback position. But, yeah, that's at 8 o'clock. We'll do that after some Blue 88 right now.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
Blue 88! Blue 88!
We take you to the field as Brock Ewert breaks down 3 football questions as only he can.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Text from a mutual friend, Brock.
What you chuckling at?
Text from a mutual friend.
Am I
of
on
ours.
this text chain? I'm not on this
No,
text
it just came to me, but from a mutual friend.
Whatever, Big Ray, whatever.
No, not Big Ray.
Go ahead.
Question. Did Brock have any coaches over last night? Good work, Tyler. Good work, Tyler. All right. Question number 1. The other guy we haven't really talked about yet, and mostly because G's going to come in and crow about him for a half hour at 8:30, is Torrey Horton. Thank God G discovered this guy because nobody else had been noticing him out of practice. But fortunately, G was there to tell the world that this guy's going to be good, and he was yesterday. Certainly the touchdown, Brock, stood out, but it wasn't the only nice play. Here was his touchdown catch yesterday.
Now Martinez shifts out of the backfield. He goes wide to the left side. Empty backfield. 4-man rush. Throw. Ball is caught. Spinning out of the tackle. Touchdown! Seahawks! Torrey Horton from 10 yards out. And this rookie, somebody said a rookie needs to make a good play every day in practice, so he's seen by the coaches. That's all Horton has done, is make big plays in practice and now in preseason games.
What made him so good last night?
Oh, that just the game was not too big for him at all. When you have elite speed and feet like he did, he showed that off on his punt return as well. It gives you an athletic arrogance and a confidence that, yeah, I'm going to go in here. Oh, and it's going to be the backups to the Raiders at times and the threes. And, yeah, I'm going to go in and put on a show. And I loved it. And he talked post-game, Salk Horton did, about a mistake he made on that play, either in practice or earlier in the game. So you get in the red zone, this fun little football 101 here, because that was a play that we rewound 15 times. Because at first glance, we thought it was empty right tail, Callie slam Lucy, but it ended up not being empty right tail, Callie slam Lucy. It ended up being a play, actually, that the Greatest Show on Turf ran a lot. And they would get into empty in the tight end's job. So if you can picture it, you get 3-by-1 to start. All right, tight end was on the right, you get a little slot receiver. to the right, and actually your read could take you there because the tight end comes across and he's got to grab 2 linebackers, and then your F runs like this little Texas or angle route. And if Drew was looking to that side, he could have banged that one in there too. He didn't. He liked to look on the other side after the motion, where the motion comes out and widens out, and then you got to run a quick little stick route, quick little out route. The average player, Salk, legitimately, the average player, you know what he does on that route? He runs right into the corner. He gets his head knocked off. It's incomplete. We settle for a field goal. That's what the average player does. A high-level, high IQ football player sees it. The game's not too fast. He sees that corner's got eyes. That's that outside corner to his left has eyes to the backfield to play in zone. So when I run this route, I'm not going to run 100 miles an hour into him. I'm going to settle down so Drew then can put it on either shoulder. And then after he catches it, he breaks 3 tackles for a touchdown. I mean, that's JSN stuff. That is elite first-round receiver stuff. And he did it game number 1. Really cool.
All right, question number 2. So, you know who was not in our takeaways was Pete. I mean, honestly, I did not really notice Pete that much last night. I know they showed him a lot, and it was fun to see him. It faded away pretty quickly, right? I mean, he was having fun pregame, and he, charged in and interrupted John Schneider's pregame interview as only Pete can, and he's irrepressible, and it was fun to see him. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, it didn't have that, welcoming back Pete Carroll feel to me once the game really got going. Here's what Pete said afterwards, and he did seem a little, disappointed?
I'm sorry to tell you that it wasn't like it was something, obvious. It was a football game, and I've been fighting wars for other people my whole life, coaching, and so I was with my team, and we were battling, and it was cool to be here. I loved it here. I've always loved the whole, the whole experience that we had here all those years together and all of that, and I don't forget that, and I don't disrespect that in one bit, but it didn't translate to something crazy to me. It was just an opportunity to play in a great setting, and thanks to Lee for putting us in this game. When I figured it out, it was a good idea. I thought we handled it all right. I just wish we would have played better.
Why was Pete disappointed?
Because that very last line. We know Pete. We've parsed him for 16 years or whatever it was, Salk. That very last line. I wish we played better. Didn't love how the thing looked. Mm-hmm. Right, the Seahawks were buttoned up. Seahawks pretty disciplined. Seahawks first half, when you're playing some of your starters and difference makers and draft picks, and they were playing Max Crosby and Geno Smith and Ashton Genty, who played a couple series, which was confounding to me. They weren't buttoned up. They didn't move people. Right? I mean, it was that was the cool thing about that matchup, as I said going into it, hey, this is cool. It's Chip Kelly. Chip wants to run the ball. Pete, you know the way Pete plays the game. Pete plays at the line of scrimmage first. And the fact that especially through the first half of that game, when it was a lot of guys that are going to be on the roster, it was a physical beating. Yeah. It was Helani running right down their throat. It was Oots breaking them down. It was their O-line functioning in a way where the Raiders' run game never got going. So that was disappointing to him.
All right, question number 3. I'm going to go off the board a little bit here, Brock, and ask you a separate question because it's probably one on the minds of a lot of folks out there. How was Gray Zabel last night?
Super solid. Super, super, super solid. I don't know what it ended up being. What it was about 8-10 snaps or so. It wasn't a massive amount, but it's a couple series. I'll trust Big Ray's instincts. He's been an offensive lineman. He played his first preseason game, and maybe just a little tentative to come out from the jump because you don't want to get beat right away. So, and then the second series was a little bit more confident, but man, he kind of fit the theme there, takeaways. I want my eye to see it this way. I've seen it done this way. I've seen this system operate in this league this way. Oh, wow. Now my guys are actually doing it. And Gray was a part of that. I thought Jones, the big left tackle, right, that's been just kind of a journeyman. I thought he was competent. To Morris' point, Bradford looked a little leaner to me. He did not look exhausted after 3 plays needing oxygen. They all kind of fit, hand in glove. And I think having Sundell next to him was probably a comforting feeling, a familiar feeling to have a Bison next to him as well. So, yeah, just add him to that list of a very, very, very positive first half of that game with guys that have something to build on.
Good. I love it. There you go. That is today's Blue 88, as we're in a little football part of the show, and certainly there is going to be some baseball as we get back to that. And then for everybody who wants us to go back and forth, we're trying. It's hard when two teams are doing relevant stuff, and we'll have open phone lines so you guys can kind of choose your own adventure at 9:30 and talk about whatever is most important to you. So trying to get everything done today.
Hey,
yeah, what?
And I just want you to know, too.
Yeah.
You know, when you think I'm challenging, when you think I just go off the rails.
Me?
Yeah, when you think I hijack things with ridiculousness and you pop up like a gopher, like, oh, gosh, what's he doing now? Just think of my poor friend Kate Scott and the amount of air traffic control that she is asked to do. And then you throw Marshawn into the fold as a cameraman, and he comes up to the booth. Can we just give a...
I thought Kate did an excellent job last night.
Oh, she was awesome.
She really was. I agree with you. I thought she did an awesome job. You know what? She did one really small thing that I liked a lot. In addition to, dealing with all the crazy personalities around. And they're funny. I love Mike B in the broadcast, man. I really do. I don't know if he could do it all year long or not, but I just love his insight. He's smart. He's funny. Like, it's a different perspective. I think Mike B is a star when he's doing that. I love him. I liked after they came back and said it was a touchdown, that she gave a touchdown call. I thought that was great. Like, hey, there was no touchdown call, so now I'm going to give one. I thought that was awesome. If I'm George Halani's family, I'm like, thanks, Kate. Appreciate it. My guy came up with a touchdown, and now I got a call for it. I thought that was awesome. So, yes, thank you, Brock. You're right. Kudos to her. She was really good last night. So was somebody else. And it's causing me, Brock, to bring back a blast from the past. It's next on Brock and Salk.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
Looking for an epic summer night in Seattle? Be here for the Mariners Drone Show at T-Mobile Park, Friday, August 22nd, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
It is Grand Salami time. Cal Raleigh with his 3rd Grand Slam of the season.
The team is taking on the A's at 7:10, and after the game, we'll be lighting up the sky with hundreds of drones, celebrating Mariners icons past and present. Don't miss out on a jaw-dropping post-game show.
He
got him. He puts him away, and the ball game is over. Another phenomenal save by Andres Munoz.
Head to Mariners.com to grab your seats and see the full lineup of special events, including Kids Appreciation Day, Sunday, August 24th, and the Logan Gilbert Funko Pop giveaway, September 8th to 10th. Plus, check out a great slate of marquee interleague matchups against the Padres, Cardinals, and Dodgers.
Julio clubs this deep out to left field and gone. Julio for the second time.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Man, look at that Return of the Dang Old King, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The vegan? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. All episodes now streaming on Hulu. This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to excuse you from the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello!
All right, fun morning here on a Friday. Going to be a great weekend in Seattle. Ichiro weekend. If you don't have tickets already, try to get them and go down to the ballpark and watch the Red Hot Mariners. They take on a Rays team that is... they should be better than they are, but they're not. Now they're kind of dropping off.
It's going to be.
They'll play them hard. Yeah,
they'll be all one-run games.
Yeah, it should be fun.
They won't kick the ball on a sack bunt. They won't give the game away. You're going to have to go take it from them.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's
pretty good ball.
And they got Junior Caminero and some pretty fun players, so it should be a fun weekend over at the ballpark. And then they go out on a big East Coast trip, right? Philadelphia and Baltimore and somewhere else. So this is a pretty good opportunity.
Philly, New York Mets.
All right, there you go. I mean, like that's a really tough trip.
Yep.
Baltimore obviously is not kind of, great right now, but like that's still a very challenging road trip. So I think there's a good chance to go see them this weekend and see if they can, pull off another sweep. It's not impossible. And then finish this homestand at, what would that be? 6-1? Now they're already, where are they now? They've played 7 games. They're already 6-1.
9-1, Salt.
It'd be 9-1.
That'd be 9-1.
That'd be pretty good. Radio math. What can I tell you? All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm distracted because of what I saw last night.
Because somebody stole our charging block.
Well, that too. They stole our charging block and then unplugged the iPad, and I'm losing my mind back here.
Can't do it.
But Brock, I know I said yesterday that there wasn't much opportunity for competition at the most crucial position in sports, and we know this is Sam Darnold's team. But can you honestly tell me, any of you out there, that after watching the entirety of that game, that there isn't a backup
quarterback controversy?
You can't tell me. You can't tell me that after watching that game last night that there isn't, in some part of your mind, a legitimate backup
quarterback controversy.
We can't?
There has to be.
Jalen Milroe threw 6 passes.
So?
6 of 10.
6 of 10.
Oh, sorry. He completed 6 passes.
Uh-huh. And he ran for
and you're
38 yards.
Second string quarterback.
I just said there needs to be a controversy about it. Who do you want to see come into the game? Drew Lock or Jalen Milroe?
Maura, do you still not know about Blink Scouting? Have you not learned?
No, I don't. I can't
Hold on.
grasp
There's nothing,
the concept.
there is nothing blink about
Have
Drew
we
Lock.
not been told by a million people that Jalen Milroe needs some time? He can come in for certain plays.
Who
but he
is
needs time
saying
to
he
develop?
needs to be the starting quarterback?
If
Nobody.
he's the backup, he would be the next in line if Darnold gets hurt.
Okay, well, Darnold's not going to get hurt. Let him play. I'm not telling you that Darnold shouldn't be here or the quarterback. But I watched that game last night. I think it's clear as day. There should be a controversy and a competition
I wanna hear
to
from
see
the
who is
quarterback.
the second string quarterback.
I don't wanna hear
and
from
here's
Mr.
why
Blink
it matters
Scout.
more before you let Brock talk about this, because no one knows more about backup quarterbacks on this show than him. Before I say, let me finish. What I mean by this and why I think there needs to be a backup quarterback controversy is that I would like to see Jalen Milroe get more snaps in practice than Drew Lock. I don't need to see any more from Drew Lock. I know who he is. I know it's not going to change, at least like it's been 7 years. I know we've said that before, and then Darnold changes and Geno. So, look, maybe I'll be wrong. But I don't need to see any more from Drew Lock. I know what it looks like. There's some good, there's some bad. He's not a bad quarterback. He made some really nice plays yesterday, but there's a Drew Lock special thrown in there, too, in every game. And I know what it is. It's fine. It's not particularly exciting. It's backup quarterback material, and if you want that, fine. Jalen Milroe gave the team life, and he runs a different kind of offense. And by the way, I thought he looked really good when he was under center. And instead of just doing the read option stuff, we started to see some of the bootleg stuff. How quickly did he get out into the field on the bootleg play where he had a nice throw?
So you
had the
gotta
big
ask
long
yourself
run.
this, Salk.
Like,
You
I'm
gotta ask
sorry, man.
yourself
I
this.
want that guy to get a lot more reps than Drew Lock.
I think what's totally fair is you do know a whole lot more about Drew. You know what he is. You know, is a dude in that room, as a backup, as how he's going to treat people, how he's going to treat Jalen, how he's going to treat. You know what you get, and you know largely what you get on the field too. You get some elite arm talent, and you get some unfortunate just turnover plays, turnover worthy plays every single time he plays a game. That's what you're going to get. Question you got to ask yourself, and they're going to ask this, and already have, is what is in the best interest of the development of Jalen Milroe?
That's fine. I understand that. And if you need to carry both quarterbacks, all three, I get it.
Oh, they will. They're all going to be on the team. They're all going to be on the roster.
But you know who I want to see take second team reps in practice? Jalen Milroe. You know who I want to see start the next preseason game? Jalen Milroe. I know who Drew Lock is. I don't care. I'm sorry. It's irrelevant. This kid could be incredibly good. I don't know whether he is or not. He might not be. And I'm questioning myself after reading the great Dov Kleinman this morning, writing that. I know, it's gross. I mean, dude, nobody drives me. The whole thing is stupid. I know it's not even a real thing.
It's not even him anymore, right?
I know.
He sold that account.
But the format drives me crazy. So I'm questioning myself after reading Superstar. Every throw and run from Seahawks rookie quarterback Jalen Milroe last night against the Raiders. 6 of 10 passing, 61 passing yards, 38 rushing yards. The future is bright in Seattle. Fire emoji, eyes emoji. Like, shut up. I'm not saying that. I'm not putting myself in the Dov Kleinman category this morning or telling you based on what I saw last night that there's a superstar being born. But who do you want to see get more reps? Drew Lock or this guy?
Right is the single setback. He's aligned in the end zone next to Milroe. He gets the handoff. No, Milroe pulls it out. Now he's running downfield across the 10, 15, 20, down the far sidelines.
There it is.
The old option.
That was from what was like 3rd and 28 or whatever the heck it was inside his own goal line. And he runs it for 27 yards. It wasn't 28. It was less than that because he ran for 27. It was first down. That was awesome. Like, come on, man. Like, don't you want to see more of that?
Yeah, the first scramble he had for a first down, too. He's one of these guys.
Different.
That just eats up ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's Lamar and Jaden Fast. That when they scramble, there's, a lot of us quarterback species that just don't eat up much ground. that just struggle. And Matt was a good athlete, Hasselback, especially when he was younger and agile and everything else. And he'd scramble, and it's 5 or 6 yards to get down. Yeah, when that dude scrambles, and when Lamar scrambles, and when Jaden scrambles, and when Josh Allen scrambles, they eat up real estate like a running back in the open field. And you're like, ooh, I like that.
Dude's fast.
10 throws, Salk, I would say, because I went back and watched Dobbs highlight reel tape. It's nice that he could accumulate all this.
Yeah, appreciate it. That's why I follow the thing.
Yes.
But it does, and to annoy me every day.
I'd say 10 passes out of those 10 attempts, there were 3 that were just like awesome. That's a plus. That's a plus play. That's a bootleg, and that's thrown on the money. That's a stick route that's thrown on time with precision, right? I mean, there are 3 or 4 of them that are like totally plus plays. And then there's just a couple that are satisfactory, right? You get a plus, you get an S for satisfactory, or you get a minus. And then there's a couple that were just minuses. Yeah. One was a little turnover-worthy throw that was left inside that a good corner that's sitting on it's probably going to pick that one up.
I'm with you. I am not sitting here telling you today that I thought he played an unbelievable game. I saw the same, and I'm not like you. I can't dissect it that way. But just from the amateur, there were some plays that weren't good. Where I was like, ooh, don't like that. The sack, I don't like that.
Yeah,
there were some tough plays.
I'd like to see him. To your point, one of these final 2 games, I'd like to see him start the game too.
Got a texter here. There is no controversy, says the 509. Milroe is clearly the better player and might actually be an NFL player. Drew Lock is not. That interception he threw into double coverage is all you need to know. Don't care if it was the first preseason game. He is who he is. 253. I don't agree with Salk a lot. However, I agree with him on this. And 360, Drew Lock better be looking behind him. I agree with Mike. And, of course, 509, I am so happy that Salk is not the coach of anything. Fair enough.
Yes.
Look,
the biggest question, let me just say this. The biggest part of all of this, and this is where you've got to trust that staff and their experience, and certainly Mike McDonald, is, hey, we like where all of this is going. We love the goodwill in that room. We love everything. Is this going to, if we give Jalen all the 2 reps, if we, let him start, is it going to actually set him back? Is it just going to set him back?
Because it's too much too soon?
Because it's just too much too soon.
It felt like the training wheels were on a little bit last night, right?
Okay, I'll buy that. Yep. Totally fair argument. If that's it, Brock, I totally buy it. Great point. This is not like
why do I want to elevate Colt Emerson to AAA? Why do I want to, hey man, there's a process to this. Patience is a little bit of the shortcut.
All right.
Let's do this process where everybody else doesn't. Everybody else got to rush this thing. And what happens to young guys when they get rushed?
Fair. That's fair, Brock. That's a really good point.
You don't want an Anthony Richardson situation.
No, you're right. Those are all very good points. Totally agree. I mean, that's very convincing. But I think that you know what I'm saying. Like, you watched that last night and you see the difference in the first half and the second half. It's not like the team was significantly better with Milroe than they were with Drew Lock. But after watching it, there's got to be a backup.
Quarterback controversy.
There just has to be. Shout out to Kyle Brown recording that all those years ago. We'll come back with everything you need to know. And then the great genius, the great sayer of sooth, G. Scott, will be here at 8:30 on Brock and Salk.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
Step back into automotive history at LeMay, America's Car Museum. The current exhibit, rare and luxurious, features 100 years of exceptional automobiles, including stunning classics to beauties worth millions. Feel the thrill of driving a Formula One car on the exhilarating racing simulators and lunch in the cafe. It's a must activity for out-of-town guests, friends, and families. Plan your visit at americascarmuseum.org. Open Thursday through Monday. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready. The James D. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC 238 USLC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC 138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA 270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
At Toyota Renton, the game plan is simple. Save money and take the tailgate wherever you go. With the all-hybrid Camry, leasing at just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Corolla at $219 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. The wonderful team at Toyota Renton can set you up with a test drive so you can take your new car to the stadium the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota Renton or online at toyotarenton.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1852.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Then is strikeout number 7 for Brian Wu.
Home. Home is where you get to cook things up just the way you like.
Swing and a miss.
Where you're never afraid to get in the kitchen.
He got him a huge strikeout from Logan Gilbert. His 7th tonight.
Where you serve. Carve. Put some extra mustard on it.
There's the fist pump by Luis Castillo. Strikeout number 10 on the night.
And get a little spicy.
Set a heater at 100. Back-to-back strikeouts for Andres Munoz.
Now you're cooking with gas. Mariners baseball at T-Mobile Park. Welcome home.
Don't miss 2 epic giveaways during Ichiro Hall of Fame weekend. The fun starts today with Ichiro Jersey Night at 6:40. The first 20,000 fans will score a 2004 jersey thanks to Sato. Then it's Replica Plaque Day Sunday at 1:10 with the first 20,000 fans heading home with a Hall of Fame collectible. Get your tickets now at Mariners.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, generally you don't get that excited about wins over a team as bad as the Chicago White Sox, but you sweep them That's exactly what you're supposed to do. And I feel like I did learn a little bit about the Mariners this week as they went out and took care of business. Yesterday, a little bit more challenging. It took a little longer. You had to go and give up the lead, and you go into the 10th and a weird 10th inning, and the bat hitting the knob of the bat or the hand, and it was kind of messy. But when it was all said and done, they got exactly what they needed.
Here's the stretch, and the next offer on the way. Swinging a ground ball into right field for a base hit. Here comes Suarez running third. The throw to the plate by Taylor, the slide, the tag, safe at home. Suarez, a walk-off base hit for Dom Canzone. The Mariners win it 4-3, a walk-off single for Canzone. He's being mobbed out there at first base for the Mariners, their second walk-off win on this homestand. J.P. Crawford, a walk-off two-run home run on Friday against Texas. And the Mariners win it in 11 this afternoon.
Yeah, the JP one was maybe a little bit more exciting because of the way it went down. But good for him and hanging in lefty on lefty, putting a good at-bat together. And Dom Canzone has been, I was telling you earlier, how many things I've been wrong about this year. Throw him right at the top of the list. I was not convinced he was a major leaguer, and he has been a whole lot better than any 4A player, man. He's been great.
Had you seen his splits as a Mariner left versus left before this season?
Yeah, not great.
I mean, they're like Dylan Moore stats since whatever. Like it's just like not tenable. Just unfortunately, just can't do it. Can't play. Going to be just a platoon guy. And then this year it's just been a different story. Whether that's shortening the swing, whether that's the messaging, whether that's the belief.
I think it's that. I mean, I would say, and Churchill's been all over this. This guy's legitimately changed his swing, and he went from being a guy with a long swing to a guy with a short swing.
Yep.
And it's made him better. And I think that would absolutely help him, hanging in against lefties.
Baseball is so funny, too. Just honestly, I posed a question to you just the other day. When he was in there, second and third,
I know.
Game, it was 8-5. The game tightened up. Like, come on. That should be a Solano or a Dillon or, and you're like, no, A, you were up in it, and B, this is Dan. Dan's going to give these guys some grace, and he's going to give them time. He's going to give them opportunity to show whether they can do it or not. He didn't deliver there, but he delivered when he really needed to end that sucker.
There were still some odd ones. I didn't love them with Lyle. I did not like the Cole Young bunt, and now you end up in a situation where Dylan Moore is like it. I didn't like any of that. I thought that was a little bit much, but I didn't mind the Mastroboni punt. I thought that was a good play, and you put the game in motion a little bit there, and you force a bad team to make a mistake.
I'll tell you what I did mind.
Yeah. Josh Naylor leaving the game?
Yeah, I did not like that even one.
But there's good news. So it's a sore shoulder.
So it's not an ab.
It's sore shoulder, day to day. And the best news, Brock, is it's not his legs, because obviously that's the most important thing for this guy, the speed demon out there, Josh Naylor. So hopefully it'll just be a game or two and we'll get him back in there, because that's pretty darn important for them.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Pick a fun play, man. There were a lot of them for the Seahawks last night. Many of them led in the first half by the little running back, George Holani.
3rd down and 1, 2 tight ends, I-backs, handoff. Holani bounces it near side. He's down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line. George Holani, everybody packs near the line of scrimmage, and he bounces it outside to the left and almost to the house. They'll spot it at the 1.
They ended up going back, reviewing it, and it was a touchdown. Those were, 23, 24 of the 170 yards they had on the ground yesterday.
Can't balance it any better. The mix of the run and the pass, the efficiency in that run game early, that was against, by the way, the one defense for the Raiders. Right? They played Max Crosby. They played Ashton Genty. They played Geno Smith for a series. And, yeah, you played your 1-0 line, right, minus, obviously, Charles Cross with the still recovering from the surgery. But that was a lot of your 1-0 line, and I just love the way that, what I call it's all symphony of destruction. There was some serious, with the drummer by the name of Oots that was also on his drumsticks pounding away.
Did you know that was a Megadeth song?
I did.
Did you?
No.
Do you know the drummer of Megadeth at that time?
Absolutely
That'd be Nicky Menza, who unfortunately I think has passed away. Pretty good drummer, though, back in the day. Yeah, it was fun, man. Drew Lock had some ups and downs. I'm not trying to kill Drew today, by the way. I thought he was okay.
He made some great plays.
He did, and then he just had some Drew Lock moments where you're like, oh, my gosh, just tough to watch. And Milroe was up and down, and there were some highlight reel moments and a couple of plays that
Can I hear from Mike McDonald on Milroe?
You want to hear what Mike had to say?
Yeah, let me hear what he had to say.
Yeah, I thought Jalen played well. I thought he made good decisions. Operation-wise, there's some things that we want to be a little cleaner on, but throwing the ball accurately, throwing it on time, and then when it wasn't there, extending plays with his legs, I thought was really cool. We made some good decisions in the quarterback-driven game with how they were playing their edges. Again, something that, we haven't game planned these guys, but, they're mesh charge of the quarterback, so, not getting greedy and handing the ball off and having effective runs. I thought that was good stuff for not really having prepped him for it.
He didn't want him to reinvent the position, and he didn't. And that was actually a big positive. Really good step. Just go be a pro. Go be a quarterback. Go do what you've done your entire life. Go operate and go function. And like many of his peers around him, he functioned pretty well.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Bouncing back to baseball, going to be a fun weekend at the ballpark as Ichiro has his number retirement ceremony. He will join Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and, of course, Jackie Robinson as numbers retired by the team. And then Randy Johnson will join them next season as they go for a second round of number 51. The other Mariners story, though, today was, I don't know if there's good or bad, Lyle. Maybe you can shed a little bit of extra light on this. Bryce Miller had his rehab start yesterday. The numbers aren't great. 3 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 home runs, a couple of walks, and 5 strikeouts. What'd you see from Bryce or hear about Bryce?
I could not care less about what his results are in a Mickey Mouse ballpark in Tacoma or in the PCL in general. His velo was up. It stayed up. He exited the game healthy. I think that's all that matters.
Gosh.
No, I like that take. I think that's really well said. That's a great point because I think it's real easy to look at that and be like,
you call
yikes.
Cheney Mickey Mouse?
Come on, man.
Every PCL park is a Mickey Mouse ballpark.
It's a kind of a Mickey Mouse offensive league. I mean, that's sort of the thing. At least this wasn't down in Santa Fe Albuquerque against the Isotopes.
Yes.
That's Mickey Mouse. That's some real Mickey. How come there's no marine layer in Tacoma?
It's not near the water, I guess.
What? The water's right around the corner.
It's like right there.
Oh, I don't know. Is it as close as the water is to T-Mobile?
No. You got it. The Narrows Bridge isn't far, though. I think it's the next exit.
That's pretty fun.
It's okay.
That's good. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here in the Brock and Salk Show. Jokes aside, that's a good take, Lyle. I think that's really important context because it's easy to look at those numbers and be like, uh-oh. But, yeah, I think that's important to know. The
Didn't he
velo
touch
was
almost
there.
98 again? Like he's sitting there at 97 and average almost 96, to your point.
Yeah, and he got some serious swing and miss on a couple breaking balls, too. Like, that's what I care about seeing, not the results.
Sounding a lot like a future reliever for this Mariners bullpen. We'll see where that goes. All right, coming up, G is going to come by. He doesn't know that we're, like, ready to pounce.
Do you feel bad about what we just did? When he came into this backup studio and
Setting
all of
him
us
up
were like, shh. It's like a surprise. Everybody under the couch, surprise birthday party. Oh, shh.
Not
Here he
really.
comes.
No.
Here he comes.
Do you?
You don't feel bad?
Do you feel bad?
A little bit.
Not really. I don't feel bad at all. But G Scott's in next on Brock and Salk.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports. Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and all these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
All right, guys, let's talk about weight loss. Now's a really good time to do it. We're heading into the fall in another couple of weeks, and don't wait. Don't wait for then. Get a little jump start on it. The summer's a really good time to do it. And Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can really help. They helped me drop 35 pounds. I know Ryan Rowland Smith was down 30. We had a listener recently who was 42 pounds and more to go. This plan's not that hard, honestly. The food tastes good. There's great recipes. You won't be hungry as you're doing it. It's the way it works. You buy all real food at the grocery store. I just loved it, man. I swear by it. Just the best way out there to lose weight and do it super fast. And summer's a great time to do it. Get in touch with Dr. Coogan. He's worked with over 4,000 local people here delivering successful results. So be the next. Schedule your 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic by going to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
Hey, it's Brock Ewart here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
This is Steve Ahmed, president of Pacific Power Batteries. We know that customers like to buy from nice people, people who we generally like and trust. We don't consciously buy from a corporation, a jingle, or a logo. But it's the little things, like knowing about batteries, how they work, and why they don't work. Maybe it's just a smile from Noe, or Brandon, or Jennifer, or even Travis. Ha! At Pacific Power Batteries, we do our best to hire and train good people so you can trust them. So come on in and put us to the test.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
We've got a style of play no one wants to go up against. Big hits that turn the tides in our favor. Noise that shakes opponents to their core.
That was 112 decibels in that last tackle.
Disruption is in our DNA.
It's intercepted! Seahawks ball! Interception made by Love!
Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football.
Right back, throws it! Touchdown! Touchdown Seahawks!
Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Matt Coker here from West Coast Men's Health. Guys, Viagra is not the answer for your problem. I know you think it is, but Viagra has horrible side effects, and for most men, the longer you're on it, the less it works. Viagra is not a curative medication. It's not fixing your problem. It's a Band-Aid for a shark bite. Acoustic wave therapy is the newest technology that can correct your problem, not just treat it. We can do something that no pill can do. We can restore your blood flow naturally. Get off Viagra today. Change your life like the thousands of men who already have, regardless of your age or your medical history. If you're tired of dealing with Peyronie's disease or erectile dysfunction, then call West Coast Men's Health today.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right. Well, we've been lying in wait for G. Oh, good. There's two of them now. Oh, there we go. Just one. Two G Scotts is way too many. Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
All right.
Good.
So should we?
Hey, G,
where
G.
should we start with G this morning?
G, gird your loins.
Gee, do you want to get attacked or do you want to be praised? Where are you this morning?
Wait a minute.
What is more important to you this morning?
Man, I'm coming in. Wait a minute. All the listeners right now, Brock and Salk.
Yeah.
Y'all knew I was coming into this?
Yeah.
Why y'all didn't hit me up on X and be like, gee, don't go in there?
Because they know you. Do you want something nice or do you want the opposite?
No, I want the opposite.
You want the opposite first?
Because that's what people, every time I'm out and about, people love when I'm on with you guys, they love this part. So
I got to give you the opposite first. I'm sorry. I got to start with the nice stuff. Because I got this text from my mom this morning from Nicole Yang, Boston Globe beat writer, projected 53-man roster, tight ends 3, Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, G. Scott. Cut, Jaheim Bell, Jack Westover, isn't he a Husky? C.J. Dupre, Cole Fortheringham, etc. Scott, an undrafted rookie out of Ohio State, earns the edge over Bell and Westover for his ability to operate as a fullback. How about that? He goes on from there. But how about that? That's pretty sweet, man. Now, we don't know where this is going to go. It's still early. Their first game is, what, tonight? First preseason game against the Commanders? But, dude, that's freaking awesome.
I wasn't planning this analogy, but here you go. That's great. Sounds good. But Gen X and baby boomers can relate to what I'm going to say. You're out to dinner. You're having it on a Friday night, and you like, yeah, when we go home. And then when you get home, you fall asleep. So what I'm saying is, it sounds good, but it don't happen until it happens.
That's
you
fair.
know what I mean? So tonight, Brock, he's got to play 4:30 Pacific time. They're playing against the Commanders and Bobby Wagner. So we'll see what's happening. But until then, I've talked a lot of, tonight, and then you get home.
All right, and you should feel that way. That's totally fine. But better to be getting the good press than the bad. G.
Brock, you done that before, bro?
G. Which one's doing the snoring?
Me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was the other way. Because I've had that even more often. And you're asleep. Okay, anyway, great. That's really good to know.
Okay, what else?
Now, the marriage analogy with that, and you know this too, so you get all dressed up. Oh, she's looking good in her dress. Oh, yeah, great dinner. And then you come home. I'll just be a second. And then the sweats come on. And you're like, really? Really? What? Why are we going to put sweats on right now? What?
Hey, bro.
That's the marriage analogy right there.
Look, dog. Hey, don't nothing say like sweats.
I'm tired.
Wasn't that is it Horrible Bosses or one of those where Jennifer Aniston's like tying the sweatpants as tight as she can? Do you remember that with Jason Bateman? I forget what movie that is. Somebody will remember. Okay. All right, that's G. Seriously, that's really cool. Obviously, there's still a long way to go, but just great to see that. Congratulations to you and your kid, just on the good press and kind of everything, all the good stuff he's doing.
All right, now give it to me. What you got?
G, what's wrong with you? Seriously, what's wrong with you? I saw this yesterday, and I was gonna text you, and I couldn't. I just kept it within the show unit for now because I figured we'd ask you about it today.
Okay, come on. Bam.
G. Scott tweets last night.
What I tweet? What I say?
What I tell you about Torrey Horton, Seahawks. G. What I tell you about Torrey Horton. Do you think you're the only one who's been talking about Torrey Horton?
I think I was talking about Torrey Horton before most of y'all. Number 15. I think I was talking about. Look, let me give you some insight. No, hold on. Let me give you some insight, please. Since we're talking about it.
All right.
2 years ago, my homeboy tried to get him as a client when he was in college. My homeboy went after him full throttle. This is why yesterday I was on the sideline with Torrey Horton's dad, because Torrey Horton's dad was next to my homeboy. My homeboy knows him very well. So I first learned of him. So since we're telling the truth here, I first learned of him before his ACL injury. Because I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. Before that ACL injury, my boy was a first rounder. So that's what I said. And then I also made a video on the reset telling people about Torrey Horton. I mean, fair.
But you got to at least, you got to admit, he's been like the talk of camp. Like Brady talks about him, Brock talks about him, Daniel Jeremiah talked about him, Nemhauser talked about him.
Talk to me. Don't nobody.
I mean, they're all online. Like, I mean, you have eyes.
I don't follow none of them.
All right.
I don't follow them. They don't follow me. I don't talk to none of the sports media here except y'all.
All right. Which is fine, except that it does lead to moments where it looks like you think you're the only one who's noticed, like, that Torrey Horton's pretty good.
Hey, I tell you what. In any other situation, fair. But again.
But in this one, you have some.
In this one?
Your knowledge predates even him being drafted.
In this one?
All
yes.
right.
You know what? I cheated on this one, y'all. I'll tell you that. I cheated. 2 years ago, my homeboy was trying to get him as a client.
Mm-hmm.
My same homeboy is also the agent of Ashton Gentry. Ashton Gentry over there in the Raiders. And by the way, if you want to talk about number 36, George Halani, which I talked about yesterday before the show, that's also my boy's client.
All right, I'm gonna turn this over to a higher power, Brock, as we tend to do here on this show. Maura, what do you think about that explanation from G? Does it get him off the hook or not?
Did you tell us about him 2 years ago?
That's a good question. See, I was ready to be on G's side. G, you had kind of convinced me.
Did I tell you guys?
But Maura just kind of came off top rope on you.
Hold on. Did I tell you guys about JSN 2 years before he got here?
Well, we had eyes on that one too.
Like JSN.
I watched JSN because I tuned into an Ohio State game to watch your kid, and my takeaway was, "Dear God, this JSN kid's unbelievable."
Let me concede. Let me concede and say this. I think you guys are right to attack me for saying something. Hold on. That everybody is saying.
Okay.
However, just happens to be a coincidence. It's a coincidence that the very guy that we're talking about is someone that I'm telling you, I mean, it's not like I follow Boise State or Colorado State. It's not like, well, actually, I kind of do. But in all fairness, I'll take this attack.
Well, no, I thought you actually backed it up pretty well, so maybe we're all in the wrong a little bit here. And there's a nice text here from Matt and Beaverton who says, how cool is it that G's besties with the dads of the two best receivers in the NFL? Which is funny and kind of true all at the same time. I don't know if they're the two best players, but your boy, regardless of when you or anybody else started to notice him, he had a pretty good night last night. And if anyone didn't believe it, and I might put myself in that category, I was sort of chuckling about some of the hype. He acquitted himself quite well last night.
Yeah. I think for me, what has been probably the best thing, especially over the last, last 10 years, is because I have been on that 7-on-7 circuit, seeing a lot of the pass catchers over the years. Like, I don't just find out about these guys when they show up on somebody's, look for this player. I'm like, I remember that kid from this 7-on-7 thing. I remember his dad. Me and his mom, all that stuff. So a lot of times, fortunately, now this is going to phase out because I'm not on that circuit anymore, right? It's going to phase out where I don't know a lot of these kids. I don't know a lot of O-linemen, but I know a lot of the pass catchers.
Makes sense.
Was he something back then? He's about G's year. I mean, they're both rookies right now. Yeah. Was he something on the national circuit out of high school? Do you remember him back then?
No. No. And hence the reason why where did he go first? He went somewhere before Colorado State. I don't remember what that was. But a lot of times, a lot of kids maybe develop later on. I'll tell you what football can be like. And I like to give this analogy in real life. Football can be like, your homeboy or your homegirl or the friend that you know that was doing really well in their 20s. They were balling out. They were successful. They're doing great, right? And then all of a sudden, man, whatever happened to so-and-so, right? They're not doing so well in their late 40s. That happens with football. Sometimes people blossom early, and I'd argue the best football players blossom later. It is hard to sustain being really good for so long. So the best 8th grade kid right now, this 8th grader, oh my goodness, he is so good. That's a blessing and a curse. Do you know how hard it is to stay good from 8th grade all the way up?
And especially, and Brock, we've talked about this before, right? When you are so good at whatever age that is, because you just happen to be bigger and everyone else hasn't caught up yet,
right.
That can be the worst thing, right? Because all of a sudden everybody catches up and you haven't had to work that hard.
Well, that was our day and age, right? That's what happened when, Chris had a beard in 7th grade, like, whoa.
Right.
And he was just annihilating people. I think it's twofold now. It's not only still that, but then you also get kids that just do one thing, and that is it. Right? Instead of back in the day, they played football, they played basketball, they played baseball. There wasn't just this dramatic skill difference.
Mm-hmm.
So you see kids reach, a skill ceiling in 8th or 9th grade that they would have 40 years ago, like in college.
Yeah.
Like, there's no more ceiling to go. Like this guy's kind of already a finished skill product. There's not much more development there. I would say this too, G. And I forgot who I was chatting with.
And by the way,
this.
it's Nevada. That's where I'll see. Well, just for anybody.
Oh, that's right.
Played in Nevada.
So that right there tells you, right? Wide receiver going to Nevada. I'd guarantee you he's probably was a 3-star, right? In coming up. All right, what do you got, Brock?
So I went into pretty good detail in Blue 88 about that touchdown catch he had, G. Okay. And like there's thousands and thousands. What did Wickersham give us the number when it came to quarterback, Salk? How many started the filter at the high school level? Like 16,000 starting quarterbacks in high school, and you filter down to 32 NFL starters.
Yeah.
I mean, if there are 16,000 quarterbacks, there's 160,000 receivers. There are so many of them, and there's so many that are great athletes. And you're on that circuit, and you're just watching them run and jump, and oh my gosh. But then there are those that just have a instinct and a football acumen and a feel. And that little touchdown catch of his yesterday, G, was so good. It was like the most nondescript route. It's a little 5-yard out route. It's a little stick route. Everybody runs that. But to have the sense of feel of the coverage, of where the corner, who is eyes into the backfield, of knowing I'm not just going to run right into him and run into a collision, and I'm going to settle down, and I'm going to trust which shoulder Drew puts it on. And when he puts it on that inside shoulder, then I'm going to get skinny, and I'm going to split a double team and have the burst to get in the end zone. Like, it was a one little play, but it encapsulated so much of why he's captured the attention of this coaching staff and his peers.
I absolutely love that point you just made. And I also want to just say this right here. And Brock, Salk, you guys know this very well. You've been around this business and this game a long time. There are things said amongst the masses on social media, amongst the media, and everybody will say the same thing. And then there are things that are said by their peers, right? And that attack you guys gave me about Torrey Horton, that's legit. That's fine. But the biggest, the biggest thing the reason why I really came and made the declaration about him was when I was with JSN last weekend at the Zeke-in, and we really talked about him. Now, what I'm saying is the players, their peers, they will tell you about a player differently than anybody will. They're going to tell you the truth. Whatever everybody else say, oh, I saw this on the ESPN ticker, damn all that. They're going to tell you what it is. The biggest endorsement that I got from Torrey Horton was through JSN. And JSN, it's fair to say, has been around the best pass catchers in the world.
Yep. And by the way, this is not to put MVS on any kind of blast. And he didn't play last night, and he got $3 million guaranteed dollars, and he may play a good role and catch 40 passes this year and everything else. But that thing that I just described right there, that is what Valdez-Scantling, it's why he's been on 7 teams. Because that instinct, that feel, that, hey, man, you got to get on the same page, Aaron Rodgers. You got to get on the same page as Mahomes. You got to get on the same page. Like, you got to just see that. You know, you're a really fast guy, you're really long, you're really athletic, but you got to just have that. And some guys, and it correlates to all sports. We're talking football, but Mike, you know the same thing in hockey. You know the same thing in basketball. You know the same thing in baseball. Like, there's just those guys that slow the game down and have like an acumen towards it that are different than their buddies.
What do you think of them in general? I mean, we got to see them run the ball. We got to see the wide zone the wide zone running game, and we got to see 2 different quarterbacks. I thought it was pretty hard to make too many takeaways about the defense yesterday. But in terms of the offense, what'd you see?
I'm ready to get married. Hear me out. Hold up.
Gosh, that doesn't mean much for a guy who's been married 4 times.
That's fair.
That's
fall
fair.
Fast. I do fall fast. I'm ready to get married. However, there are still there's still one thing that I need to do. I need to ask the daddy to marry his daughter. And what analogy is that? I need to see what's up with Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, here's my declaration for you guys. This running back room, the tight end room, the wide receiver room, oh my God. Torrey Horton fills that void of what I needed to see. This running back room and what we have seen out of K9 in training camp, the way how shifty, how in shape that dude is, he looks incredible. And do we need to talk about the tight end? Did you see how oops was clearing the way? Did you see? And then Elijah Arroyo, number 18, my man goes viral for doing all the right things on the field.
Oh, really? Was that a triple analogy this morning? Were there 3 different analogies here in the first?
This is like Inception. I think there's analogies inside of analogies.
Gee, you know what? Okay,
we need Christopher Nolan to kind of work all this out.
Y'all know we need to ask the daddy to marry his daughter.
You can't
we need to see what Sam Darnold's all about. This offense is ready, Freddie.
But what did you just? Yes, obviously, without Darnold, there's only so much you can say. So let me ask you 2 more specific questions.
What do you got?
Who should be the second string quarterback on this team?
Don't put me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot because here's
because I don't want to answer this, because if I answer it truthfully, people at the Seahawks gonna be mad at me.
All right, fair
Y'all
enough.
gonna be mad at me.
Fair
Everybody
enough.
gonna be mad at me if I answer this truthfully.
Fair enough. Here's the take I gave earlier, and you can comment on it. I don't need to see any. I know what Drew Lock is. I would like to see Jalen Milroe get more second-team reps, meaning getting more reps in general than he has been, to find out and give him more opportunity and find out more about who he is, because I know who Drew Lock is. I know it. I know what he is. I would like to see Milroe start the next game and play with the 2s and see what that looks like and give him a whole bunch of reps, because I think we all know who Drew Lock is. There's nothing left to learn. Is that fair?
I mean, I want to go out and club every night. I want to go out and go with my boys to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to New York tomorrow. There's a lot of things we want to do, but it's things that you need to do. At this point in time, gun to my head right now, I think Drew Lock is the best quarterback on the team. Now, y'all know I ain't making that up. I'm just saying what I'm gonna say. But again, I know that the masses and what everybody's gonna say is like, "Gee, you're crazy." That's fair.
If you, I'm not going to say you're crazy, but if that's true, that is a pretty damning statement.
Go ahead, Brock Hewitt.
Well, you remind me of this young freshman we got, G. He's a big kid. He's got size 17 feet. I'll leave the name out of it. He banged up his knee earlier in the spring training and everything else. He just got back yesterday. He just got his new knee braces. Big kid now, big kid.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing stretching line and start to do some agilities. And all of a sudden I look over and there is this, and like 270 pounds, face first into the ground. Fell fast. His knee braces, which he never worn before, clicked together and got stuck. And he just ate turf pellets because he just went down fast. Gee, you fall fast for guys. You fall fast for this team. I appreciate your opinion right there. You know, I would disagree with it because I think after 7 years, to Salk's point a little bit more, we know what Drew is. What you're talking about is his ceiling. That's why you fall fast. And I'm not even being mean to you here. You know, I'm taking this too far. But, like, I know why you're saying what you're saying about Drew. I mean, some of those throws last night, the touchdown pass, a little scramble, a flick of the wrist, the laser beams he can throw, the arm talent that's there, the movement, the athleticism. The dudes love him. He's great in front of the microphone. He's great with his guys. Like, I totally get where you're coming from the ceiling. But the problem is that floor of his has just shown up over 7 years way, way, way too often.
And you know what, Brock? I respect that. You know more about this position than I ever will. With that being said, I can only say what I see right now, right? And what I see is Drew Lock. That's that dude right there. When I see him, watch him, the way he was throwing them open last night.
See, that's a big difference, Salk, right there, and I'm glad you bring that up. Right? If you go back and kind of watch the plays, and you heard it a little bit from Mike McDonald when he talked about Jalen, Like, there's just that extra beat. And the best analogy I can give you is the same difference when you go from high A to double A to triple A
I get it.
to the major leagues.
I'm not sitting here saying, let me be clear,
there.
I am not arguing today Jalen Milroe should be the starting quarterback. But I want him to get more reps because I want him to be able to get that experience. Because unfortunately, I'm going to disagree with both of you guys a little bit, and maybe that's dangerous given your both of your knowledge about this league and this game. But I don't think that Drew Lock is the best quarterback on the team right now. I think that the mistakes are just too common. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. And Brock, I'm going to disagree with you as well. I can't believe in a conversation about ceiling and upside, you think there's anyone on this team with a higher one than Jalen Milroe. What are you talking about?
As a thrower. I mean, obviously, as an athlete,
as a quarterback, as the guy under center or in the shotgun.
Bro.
Just talking ceiling? No, I didn't say he's a better quarterback because the floor is low on Jalen Milroe. It might not work. He might be bad. I recognize that, but don't tell me that anybody on the team has a higher ceiling. He's got the highest ceiling because he's unbelievably fast. What are you talking about?
I will say, guys, Brock, I do fall in love fast.
Mm-hmm.
Salk was out about a few months ago, and we talked about the top 4 players on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw people were mad at me.
Oh, I bet.
I had Elijah Arroyo as top 4
already. Wow, it's quite a statement.
Watch this.
For different reasons.
I stand on that.
Maybe more like top 10, top 12.
I stand on that.
You still there?
Yeah.
You're still there in Elijah Arroyo.
Wow.
Why are you throwing things around the studio?
Because, man.
What is happening here?
Salk, you're so damn good at this radio. You're so good at this, man. Hey, look here, y'all. Listen, Seattle.
What?
Y'all don't understand how good Salk is at this stuff, man. Salk can do some things, man. But it's like football, right? Like sometimes you see things that most people don't see. In this space right here, Salk can do some stuff, and I'm just like, man.
Thank you. I guess that's a compliment. I don't know. It kind of feels that way. Gee, you know what? We got to let you go because we want to make sure we have enough time. We're going to talk some Mariners here in a few minutes. Yeah. They are on fire. The trade deadline has completely changed around my view of this team and what I think they're capable of. And a lot of people deserve some credit for that.
Can I tell you ultimate flex that my homeboy did yesterday? Ultimate flex.
Yeah.
Text in if you've done this. Yesterday, Mariner game. Second game, you pulled up to Lumen Field to see the Seahawks. You're there pregame, and then you saw a little bit of the first quarter, and then you pulled up to Lady Gaga.
Ooh, at Climate Pledge. Man, that's a pretty good day.
All I know is
triple header.
Hey,
that's some serious cash doled out over the course of that day.
I'll leave you
what
with
do you
this,
think
Brock.
he spent for all that?
I'll leave you to this, Brock and Salk.
Yeah.
If you pull a triple header like that, and you get home and them sweats come on, what the hell?
We'll be right back to talk about the first of those 3 games. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
For Down Territory, going inside the game with former Cougs and Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Who will make the biggest plays on offense this year?
I think the bigger plays in the pass game this year are going to be made by NDS. That he is going to be the sniper in this whole deal. Snipers, they aren't seen, but their impacts are big. I'm talking about bombs. Throwing that thing deep over the top. I think MBS will and should be the leader when it comes to that.
For Down Territory, every day at 11:15 and 1:15 on Bump and Stacy.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. Tolling begins soon, and you can save $2 per toll with a good-to-go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Top Fitness Stores, the Puget Sound's premier fitness equipment store, is having a summer sale. Right now, they're offering the Inspire FT2 functional trainer at $2,000 off. Check out Precore's new 500 series treadmills and ellipticals. They're also offering the Inspire T5 fold-up treadmill at $500 off. Do you have an empty room in your house? Give Top Fitness your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. Top Fitness also has the flooring to complete the fitness space you dream of. As always, get the best advice and service from the team of experts at Top Fitness with professional delivery and assembly. It's no secret that everyone from personal trainers to professional athletes loves Top Fitness. From simple items like weights and accessories to complete home gym packages. Check out the summer event now. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It is that time of year. I cannot wait for the weather to get warm like it is now on consecutive days. That means I can break the motorcycle out, ride to work, ride all over the place, and I love it more than just about anything. But I also know that it's not a matter of if, but when you get in an accident, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you, when you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who live it. Law Tigers has been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide. They are here 24/7, 365 days a year because writers deserve real support when they need it. Law Tigers is the resource writers can turn to when they are in need. Law Tigers is out at all the events and supporting all clubs and shops. The Law Tigers are always by your side. Your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. The Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last two, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get his freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Well, that was interesting, as it always is, every Friday at 8:30 when G. Scott stops by and then heads off to do his own show, G and Ursula, over on our sister station, 97.3 HD2, or they're on HD, regular 97.3. I had to find the new HD2 this morning, Brock, because I told you, everything's going wrong this morning. Just a crazy day. Like, I got into my car and, like, something had reset all of it. So I had no presets on my radio or anything. So, of course, first thing I could do is find the station. So I got to go to 97.3 and then find every car, the HD thing is so difficult. What is wrong with our industry? Why is it so hard to do the HD thing?
I don't know.
Isn't that dumb?
But you said you were going to talk Mariners.
I am. But I just, just giving G his props and made me think a little bit about that.
Do you have anybody else in your life that speaks as many analogies as G?
No.
Anybody?
No.
Anyone in your life? Lyle, Maura, anybody in your life? I don't think there's any. I think I could add up the number of people in a week that I talk to on all of planet Earth, and they don't use 4 analogies.
At once. Really, as I said, it's not to give an analogy back, but it is. It's like Inception. He's just like an analogy wrapped inside an analogy wrapped till eventually, like, I'm so lost. I have no idea what you're saying, but that's fine. Whatever. Let's talk about these Mariners for a few minutes. And I don't want this to get boring to just kind of continue to say, like, hey, their offense is better. Hey, the trade deadline's been great. Those things are true. We talked a little bit earlier about how the way they bounce back, and I saw John Morosi tweeting about this maybe yesterday, that series in Detroit coming off the bad loss in New York was a bit of a turning point for them. They didn't give up. They didn't do what a lot of people around here felt like was going to happen that day because it was a bad loss. There's no doubt. That was a bad loss that day in New York. I do feel like I had a different perspective on it because I've seen too many of those in that building. I'm like, yeah, those happen. It's New York. Sucks. Pain in the butt. But, like, you go out and you you really knock the crap out of Detroit. I mean, they just completely blew their doors off. And it's not like immediately following that they started playing unbelievable baseball because there was still a little win a game, lose a game, win 2, lose 2, ups and downs. And that may continue. I don't know what they're going to do the rest of the year. But I think when you take a moment like that and then you add in the trade deadline acquisition of Naylor and then throw one more on there with Gino, I think the confidence builds. I think the lineup gets deeper. Gino Suarez hasn't really done much as a Mariner yet. He has 1 home run, a double. Like, he's hitting like 150. Like, he hasn't done a lot. But the acquisition of Gino tells everybody else on the team, this is a thing. Let's go, lock and load. We're ready to go here down the stretch. The effect on the rest of the lineup is significant. The ability, I think, at some point to get Cal a day off or two is a positive. And beyond any of that, the effect on the opposing pitcher is real. It just makes this lineup deeper and deeper and deeper. So, yeah, I don't mean to keep beating the dead horse there, but it's a really positive horse. Like, let's keep talking about it because that trade deadline is an enormous thing for me.
I think yesterday I mentioned the names Bo Garrett and Jim Zaroli, my longtime producers, when I was doing games. Great guys who, and the whole deal slows down when you have experience like they do. And the number of times when you get into games, you're like, okay, let's put an earmark that one. Make sure we have tape of that to come back to. Oh, that's a soundbite. Make sure we come back to that because that may be the turning point. So I think some of the reason that Lyle was as apoplectic that next day after blowing the no-hitter and a 5-run lead and everything else was the timing of it. Had they gone to Detroit and had been El Foldo, and all of a sudden Skubal shuts them down and Mize shuts them down and they lose 5 of 6 and they're under 500 and how many because remember what was right around the corner. That was the All-Star break and the trade deadline.
Yep.
So you had to respond. And had they been El Foldo there and go into that, and then we talked about coming out of the break and got to go to Anaheim, which you haven't won a series there in 3 years, and then it's Milwaukee, the best team in baseball. And, like, had they folded the tent, would there have been a Josh Naylor move? Would you have told management and ownership that, hey, man, no, this is for real, that this team's got resolve. It's got what Dan says every single day.
I think they still would have.
Fight.
I think they still would have because I don't think you can make it. It would have made it harder, but I think they still would have. I think it would have just been another game or two. I think they still would have. But I think it's a fair question, and I think Morosi's right to point to that series. I'm going to point a couple weeks afterwards. I really think when they decided to go get Josh Naylor and then Geno Suarez, it just changes it changes the team. It changes the way I view them. It changes everything for me.
Yeah, and frankly, when Naylor got hurt, and you kind of saw it in that first at bat, and I hope Jay is right. I hope it's a stinger for those of us. Have you ever had a stinger, Salk?
I have. Like in football? Yeah, it's awful.
Yes.
But they just said shoulder soreness, so I don't know exactly what that means.
Whatever it's going to be. But you saw when he went out, I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Well, they're
right?
also not really set up for it now, right? I mean,
that's right.
If Luke Raley is back, you don't feel that loss nearly as significantly. But without Luke Raley healthy, it starts to add up with a couple guys at the same spot.
Yes. So he is a ginormous X factor, in personality, which we've talked about a bunch, and I'm glad they did yesterday a ton, and it feels like people we're just kind of opening the present and getting to know him, and hopefully it is just a little minor shoulder thing, and you get him back into the fold because, yeah, man, when he is going and this group is aggressive, and that was probably over 20 minutes of a far-ranging conversation with Mr. Buhner, just from like a nuts and bolts biggest takeaway. Like, he just loves that this team is aggressive.
Well, yeah, I agree.
And Dan Wilson, by the way, is like, from a presentation standpoint, is not Dan Campbell. He's not who you think would be hyper aggressive and have a team of dogs and a team that's like in your face and a team that's going to pressurize you constantly. That's not Dan nor Manny's presentation. But it certainly is the way that this team, has responded and out of this all-star break and trade deadline, and especially this homestand, taking advantage of it.
I really hope there's nothing seriously wrong with Josh Naylor.
Yep.
I don't think there is. Dan said yesterday that he's day-to-day, so hopefully that's all this is, and this is not going to be a significant problem because he has really brought something to this team, not just the great at-bats, not just the power, not just the weird stolen base streak that he's on, but you're right, the edge and the aggressiveness, and it has been meaningful, and we know that what that personality can look like in the playoffs because we've seen it from him, losing his mind and beating his chest and everything else, and I love the sort of counterbalance with Eugenio and with Julio and with Cal. You're talking about 4 guys there in leadership positions in their own way that are all very different from each other. I don't think that's Randy. I don't think Randy's a big leader on this team. That's not my impression. I could be wrong. I'm not in the clubhouse every day. But Randy, to me, is a guy who fits in, right? Polanco is a guy who fits in. Some of the other, obviously, the rest of the guys are mostly young. And JP is sort of in his own. I don't know where JP is at this point. I don't know. I just don't know. But those 4 personalities, Julio with the huge smile and the superstar qualities, Geno with the bringing everybody together and the good vibes only, Cal with the stoic leadership and just that play hard every day, and then this edgy, kind of angry, super focused. I mean, Jay noticed the same thing with the trident. Although he called it what did he call it? A pitchfork. He called it a pitchfork, which is hilarious. But like, it's true, man. Like, this guy is different.
Had some bad mood. The trident's not been in lore, not a great thing. So, yeah, and in that era especially, I'm not touching that. That's a pitchfork. That's so
funny.
Have you carried that 35-pound pitchfork? That's a pitchfork.
He didn't want any part of that thing, man. Not at all. He didn't want it even a little bit. I don't know. Do I have that? Let me see. I've got a couple things from Jay.
A lot of the guys, the way the game was supposed to be played years ago. Not trying to be that old guy, but that's how a lot of the guys were. It's how everybody used to carry themselves. You show up for work, you play hard. There was a time and place to smile and have fun. But usually when you step across the line and in between the lines, it's all work. And that's what I love about it, especially when he hit his first home run. They handed him the pitchfork, and he looked at it. He just, if you could read his lips,
the disgust.
It was pretty comical. I think he had a little more fun with it the other day.
Barely.
And so, but you need somebody like that to kick a guy in the butt, but also be able to pat a guy on the back, and that's what's awesome about him.
They got a little bit of everything. I can't believe I looked into the right cut there more. That was a stroke of radio luck right there.
Well done, Salky.
You guys don't even know more's in my ear. Like, I don't think I cut that part. Like, I don't know. It was just a guess, and it all worked out great. In any event, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun to watch this team right now in a way that I was not sold on earlier this year. This feels very different to me. And
Well, Salk, 50% of it's new, right? I mean, the two guys you mentioned just are here in 10 days.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of baseball. I mean, that's the beauty of the trade deadline.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of what you can do.
And I'll own this. I said early this year, if the Mariners go on to do some special stuff, a lot of people are going to be owed apologies. And I'm on the list, like not of somebody who's owed an apology, but on somebody who should apologize. And shame on me for not thinking that, hey, look, the roster you start with doesn't have to be the roster you finish with. Yep. And they gave themselves room to let Cole Young come up and contribute. They gave themselves room to let Dominic Canzone, who they fixed, come up and contribute. They gave themselves room on Ben Williamson and room to go out and trade for Geno Suarez and Josh Naylor and Caleb Ferguson. Like, you gotta give a little space. And shame on me for not recognizing it earlier. Been pretty darn impressed with everything this team has done here in the last week. Let's come back with everything you need to know, and then ultimately we'll end with your phone calls after that. What do you guys want to say today about the Seahawks, about the quarterbacks, about the Mariners? That's coming up in 20 after Need to Know next.
If you haven't subscribed to Seattle Sports on YouTube,
It's amazing. We just got to keep hammering it home.
you're missing part of the game.
The rest is history.
There's so much more than what happens on the field.
This is the place I love.
Subscribe now for in-depth inside information with Brock and Salk.
The Mariners' hit rate was way higher than that.
Bump and Stacy.
Cal's like a coach out there.
Wyman and Bob.
One day, breaking that record would be pretty cool.
Stream it live with the local sports leader on YouTube, Seattle Sports.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
Rare and luxurious 100 years of exceptional automobiles is currently on display at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Feel the thrill of racing simulators. It's excitement for all, and out-of-town visitors will love it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
And a little thing we love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips
is all the different sauces we can dip them in. I like to line up all my favorite sauces so that in every bite, I have a different flavor. Then with the tenderness of the chicken, the juiciness of it, it's all there.
And for me, I like to mix my sauces so I get a little tang and I get a little sweetness all in one bite.
That's what makes it for me. Like, that's what does it for me.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the summer of Chick-fil-A chicken strips and sauces. Order now on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Immaculate greens, unrivaled natural beauty, championship caliber conditions. Loomis Trail is the epitome of Northwest golf. With water in play on nearly every hole and tree-lined fairways, Loomis Trail provides a fantastic golf experience for those that want a challenge and those looking for a fun getaway. What round are you up for? Tee times available online at golfloomis.com. Start planning your perfect golf getaway today.
You're free now. Free to stream beyond your wildest dreams.
Rom-coms, slasher-coms, space operas.
Free to fill your feed with impossibly chunky chunkers.
Cats, corgis, babies on demand.
Free to make your smart devices do silly things.
Bowl of chips on the Robo-Vacuum.
Free to open a world of remote work and Gametopia.
Who's the boss now?
Free to be everything you imagine. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com.
Limited availability, service in select locations only.
Windows are a home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Beat rising costs at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For a limited time, get a 20% inflation discount and enjoy easy 18-month free financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, well, nice extra innings win yesterday for the Mariners. It's good for them. They seem to be pretty good once it gets to the 11th. It's funny, they still have a losing record in extra innings this year, but get to the 11th, Brock. They'll kind of do their thing. Yeah, it was nice to see. I know Lyle, this was his favorite part of the game.
Mastivoni turns the bunt, and he lays it down on the third base side. Up at the ball is Rojas. The throw to first is high. He throws it away. Here comes Randy on to score. Heading for second is Mastivoni. The ball is finally picked up by the second baseman, Sosa. Holy smokes, what a break. And the Mariners have tied it at 3-3.
It sure was.
You make your breaks, son. You make your breaks.
Well,
With the ball in play, you make your breaks.
Yeah, I'm still not sure how to feel about that. Because I understand what you're saying. There's some reality there.
There's times it's worked pretty well for you, and there's times it doesn't.
But like earlier in the game, it didn't work, right? Earlier in the game, they bunted Cole Young. It didn't work at all. So like,
well, yeah.
At the end of it, are you going to say, okay, the bunt's the right decision? I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know.
The beautiful thing is there's enough ammunition on both sides of it. You can keep firing your gun. And Lyle's going to keep firing that gun, and he hates bunts, and he hates bunts, and he hates bunts.
Yeah. Yeah. And and important to note that in the 11th, when they won it, they chose not to bunt. Lefty on lefty. They chose to just let Canzone hit away. It's a single game over.
Yep.
I mean, so there's plenty of ways to do this.
Kowar there, thankfully, and not like Amina. Kowar
that's a good.
Kowar was pretty good.
I know. I texted you guys because I've been kind of on the Kowar bandwagon all year.
I want Kowar to pitch a lot more.
Where the hell has he been? Why are we watching Casey Legumina when we could be watching Kowar?
Is there kind of a marathon to that? Is there a coming off injury?
I don't know.
It's
a good question.
He's going to be better. Like, I mean, these are always the things that we think we know everything.
Yep.
But they've got usually a little better, longer vision.
Very good question, Brock. Very good question. Josh Naylor did leave the game early with a shoulder soreness. He's now day-to-day. Hopefully he's all right. League basically off yesterday, so the Mariners are now just a game and a half out in the West. They are only 3 games behind Detroit for a bye, second-best record in the AL, and they are a few games up now in the wild card for the second wild card as well.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
We won't go through the old expression about a tie, but there was one yesterday, 23-23, your final in the first Seahawks game. But ultimately, I thought a whole lot more good than bad, especially with the running game, 170 yards on the ground. That's awesome. Mike McDonald was pretty happy with the team in general. Torrey Horton was getting a lot of press for what he did, catching a touchdown pass.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And then to see him catch the punt was awesome and get a return. I'm not sure how long that return was, but that helped us there. And then obviously the touchdown, and you just felt him out there in those situations, which was a continuation of what we're seeing in practice. So it was great to see it in a game setting.
And the reason he had good vibes, that being Mike, and the reason that Pete was a little disappointed was because he wanted it this way. If you're going to end up in a tie, well, you want the first half to be dominated by the guys that are going to be on the roster and going to be playing some football for you. And that's exactly the way that game shaped up. And, yeah, if you give up some points, and maybe some of the bottom end depth didn't quite do their job, that's, I think, easier to swallow. Speaking of some of those front end guys, do I understand that we got a little Baldy breakdown?
Yeah.
Do I understand
I'll
that?
tell you what. Let's. You know what? We'll do that. Let's go quick here on Need to Know, and then I got a moment I can try to play that for you.
All right.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Big Ichiro weekend at the ballpark. Just go down, go watch this team. It's gonna be beautiful this weekend. Get out, watch this baseball team.
You're not a big memorabilia guy, giveaway guy.
Big?
You're not into that stuff.
No. Nope.
I don't have it in my hands, but just from the number of times I've looked at it and they showcase it on TV, that little replica plaque of Ichiro's Hall of Fame, that thing looks awesome.
Yeah. What would you do with it?
Put it right here in my office.
Yeah, that would just be crap in my house. That's just
That's
clutter.
everything you need to know.
All of that stuff is just clutter to me. I'm glad other people like it. For me, it's clutter. And there's nothing that would be so great that I'd be like, okay, it's all just clutter. That's everything you need to know. Sorry. The Ichiro thing is cool. I'm glad I'd rather go to the game and celebrate Ichiro and have the memory, but I don't
Wouldn't
need.
you agree with me though? That's kind of unique. It's kind of cool. It's not a bobblehead. It's not a shirt. It's not a hat. I mean, those things that get done like that. That's kind of a unique, different deal. I like it. All right, you got a Baldy for me? Baldy,
yeah, I got a couple cuts from
Pitbull.
Baldy. Yeah, quickly here, and then we'll start taking phone calls in just a couple minutes. Here is Brian Baldinger breaking down what he saw from our guy Gray Zabel.
Gray Zabel, like he is a pit bull. He just stays on you until you hit the ground, and then he rolls on top of you. But you watch him in every single phase of the game against Tyree Wilson, once the 6th pick in the draft. Like, once he sticks to you, he doesn't get off you. Like, he stays on you, all right? Pick any play that he played last night. No bad plays. Like, he's just wiring these guys up, one after another, flat pocket. You go, okay, how long do you need, Drew Lock? Do you need 3 seconds? Do you need 4 seconds? How long do you need? I'll give you as long as you need right here. I got no clock in my head. All I want to do is block as long as there's no whistle.
All right, so kind of a pit bull trying to tear off your face.
Like that. This is exactly what we saw at the Senior Bowl this year. The exact same thing. Like, this is a player. Like, here he is on the slide away, right? He just wires his guys up. I mean, he saw some good players last night. Adam Butler is a good player, real good player. But he did a great job last night. It was fun to watch him. They're better. They're better up front with Gray Zabel. Like, everybody should get a Zabel jersey. Start buying them now. They're going to fly off the shelves. This guy is going to be in the breakdown every week. I can tell it already.
Whew. How about that? That's pretty cool to hear, right?
We got a new term, too. Wire them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like that. He just wired them up.
Yeah.
He was down there, Baldy. I tried to get him on the show a couple weeks ago, and he's like, I'm sorry, bro. Where'd O-line you? That whole deal that the O-linemen do together, and it's just grown, and it's grown, and it's grown, kind of like tight end you has grown and grown. It's really cool. Really cool. So he's gotten his eyes on him. He loved him at the Senior Bowl. And those 8-9 snaps last night, pretty darn good start for a first-round pick.
It's funny. The timing on this is hilarious. Text from the 206 says, Jim Abbott gives you a signed glove. You tossing it? So it's funny. It's funny you bring that up. Today is August 8th. So it was 35 years ago today that I hurt my hand. 35 years ago today, I went water skiing in the morning, had no idea that by the end of the day, my life would be completely different. That was 1990.
Was your life in jeopardy? I've never asked you that.
Because
your hand was ripped.
It could have been, but I don't think that it was.
Okay.
If they had a lot of trouble restarting the boat, then yes, I think that would have been a problem. If the rope had been in a different spot and around my neck, or yes, obviously. I don't think my life was really in danger. I never felt that, but I mean, the pain was obviously unimaginable. Anyway, that was 35 years ago today. I've told the story a bunch. I'm not going to tell it now, but Jim Abbott's a big part of it. If you remember when I turned 40, the Mariners, in an incredibly nice gesture, Greg Green and Kevin Martinez brought over, I think it's a signed Jim Abbott jersey. It's incredibly nice.
Yes.
And I regret to say it's in a nice suit bag in my basement closet because I don't know what to do with it. Like, I love it. It's really nice that they gave it to me, but now it's clutter in my house. And I think if Jim Abbott offered me a signed glove, I would say thank you, but no thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not going to throw it out. Of course not. But that would just be clutter in my house. I wouldn't want it. I don't want memorabilia. Take it out of my house. I don't want it. It's just not a thing for me.
You are such a beautiful man.
Am I?
I have an autographed Tom Brady football and an autographed Larry Bird picture
Where do
on
you
display
put
on my
them?
bookshelf in my living room.
That's right.
You know, we have their art. Like, I don't know. That's not interesting to me. I don't want those things.
Sports?
I do, but I don't love sports crap. That's the point. I don't need the memorabilia in my house. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's open up the phones. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. 866-979-3776. 866-979-3776. Talk Mariners. Talk Seahawks. Your observations from last night. Quarterbacks who you'd like to see be the second quarterback on this team, or whatever it is. Whatever direction you guys want to go. Choose your own adventure. 866-979-3776. Your calls next.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music of the year.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
All right, last time, I'm going to tell you this today. You got to think about Eastside Weight Loss Clinic in late summer here. Perfect time to do it. Start the process now. Start losing that weight so that you're ready to go by fall. I did it. I lost 35 pounds in, 6-8 weeks? Ryan Roland Smith did it. He lost 30. Talked to listener, down 42 pounds. It really is unbelievable. It's a great program that isn't that hard to do because it's good food. Food tastes great. It's real food that you buy at the grocery store, and you're not hungry while you're doing it. I don't even understand how it works, but it really does. That's why you got to get in touch with Dr. Coogan. He understands it, and he's had success with over 4,000 people locally here in the area. Schedule your 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic by going to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, DC. Results may vary.
At Cressy Door, we have the perfect garage door for you. Come visit our brand new garage door and fireplace showroom and let our experts help you find the perfect garage door. Cressy Door.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Toyota of Kirkland, it's all about making the smart play. More savings and taking the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Prius, the electric ride, leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Their incredible team at Toyota of Kirkland will set you up with a test drive so you can head to the ballpark in that new car the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota of Kirkland or online at toyotaofkirkland.com. And take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1263.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready. The James D. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC 238 USLC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC 138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA 270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I forgot Salk's an elitist and that he only has Victorian age paintings in his house. You know what the problem is? My house doesn't have a lot of wall space. We have, like, more windows, so we don't have a lot of wall space for stuff, which kind of stinks. All right. I don't know what to say. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed at times, Brock, and maybe it's on me, and I'll own it. Maybe I didn't set up calls well enough. Maybe we bored you guys or something. I can't imagine that no one in Seattle has anything to say today, right? I mean, that'd be impossible. Not with the Mariners winning 6 of their 7 games here in this homestand and looking like a different team since the trade deadline. Not with the Seahawks playing their first preseason game last night. A chance to see those 2 quarterbacks. A chance to see this new offensive system. It can't be that only 2 people in the whole city have something to say, right?
That's it, Mike.
Because that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, people are still spinning from the quadruple analogy. Right? They're just trying to dig themselves out of that. I think so. They're just like.
I mean, I'm going to take the blame myself and just hope that, like, you know, my story about the memorabilia in my hand turned people off and they stopped listening and didn't want to call or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they're so upset and scared after I was so mean to the guy who was mad about the noodle arm of Ben Williamson last week. I don't know. Because there's no way only 2 people have something to say today. I just can't believe that.
I mean, to be fair, there's not a lot going on in Seattle.
Must be it. Must be it. All right, we'll talk to a couple of them anyway. 866-979-3776. We'll start with our guy, Roger in T-Town. What's up, dude?
What's up, fellas? So I haven't called since the deadline deals. And let me start off by saying Jerry and Justin get an A, okay? We were just weeks ago, we were dreaming of getting not just Gino, but Gino and Naylor, and they did it. They pulled that off, and they threw in a decent reliever as well. So why am I left wanting? The reason I can't get this bother out of me is that one of the reasons why they get an A is they didn't give up a single blue chip prospect to get Naylor or Gino. So they had a full bank of prospects to make that one last deal. Okay? They should have taken those prospects and got Duran. It's just bothering me because it's like they had the bank account was full.
Right. So here, Roger, I appreciate it's a good rant, and you're right. I think that you are not alone on that. Let me just give you a little context, and then you can still have the same opinion. I'm not sure I disagree with you, but because I dug around on this. I wanted them to get another reliever, whether it was Duran or Jax or Bednar or, before the controversy, Class A. I thought that would have been a really important thing for them to do. They did too. And my understanding is that the Mariners thought they made a better offer than the Phillies did, but that ultimately the Twins preferred the Phillies offer. The Mariners felt like their offer was better. By the way, the Phillies offer was legit, right? I mean, it was 2 top 100 prospects, right, or very close to it. The Mariners felt like they had beat that offer. And then at the end, Dombrowski came back, and I don't know what happened, but ultimately the Twins just preferred the other offer. I don't know what else you're supposed to do. They felt like they had done enough to get a deal done.
And was the same thing true about Jax?
Well, what Jax got. I mean, you got to understand what the Rays gave up for Jax. A, makes no sense from the Rays' perspective, but B, that would have been like giving up Bryce Miller. You want to give up Bryce Miller for Griffin Jax?
That guy wasn't that good for the Rays. He was never Bryce Miller.
He's supposed to be
for the Rays. I don't care. That's the exact word. He's supposed to be. He wasn't. Bryce Miller. No, I'm not buying that.
It would have been that level, I think, for the Mariners to go get Griffin Jax.
Yeah, well, all I'm saying is that they had a bank load. Okay, I mean, I don't know. Get back on the phone.
Yeah, well, that's where I would agree with you.
What is it going to take?
Well, Roger, here's what I would say. I can't get mad. I'm not that mad about Duran. I think the Phillies beat their offer. I don't know what you're supposed to do, and the Mariners thought they had a better offer. I am surprised that they didn't go harder and try to beat the Yankees on Bednar. That one surprises me a little bit because I don't think the Yankees gave up that much. And you're right. I'd feel a little better if this team had one more reliever right now. There's no doubt about it.
And maybe that's going to be Bryce. I mean, maybe they're going to slide him down, and you're going to get a 97 mile an hour arm to what you need. But anyways, I'm excited about the team. Going to be there on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's great, but it's like I said, there's just that little nagging. I just can't get over it, man.
Appreciate the call.
Anyways,
did you like Gray Zabel yesterday?
Well, I didn't watch him specifically, but I was watching some of the replays on and the scheming was quite good. They were kind of nailing down the edge, and it seemed like when the running back was getting the ball, there were people around him, and then all of a sudden there's room to run. So I'm not a big favor of the zone blocking scheme because we've never had anyone that can teach it well enough to make it work. When I hear zone blocking, I hear free runner coming, and so I just don't. I've never been a big fan of it. Because, I mean, we had Alex Gibbs. He was supposed to be one of the godfathers of it, but then he couldn't even make it to the opening gate. And then it's never really fared well for us. But I was watching some of the schemes last night. It looked pretty good.
Good stuff, buddy. Good to talk to you. I love Roger in Tacoma, one of the all-timers, as everybody knows. 866-979-3776. Try Brian in Bellevue. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. First off, I just want to say I love Lyle and his deer in the headlights approach to life. I just never know what he's going to say or not say next, and it's just pure entertainment. But my question for you is I've had MVS on my fantasy team before, and I know that's not like the end-all, be-all, but it does reflect production, and it's not been great. So I'm not sold on him. And so I'm wondering, can we get Torrey Horton, Cooper Kupp, and JSN on the field at the same time? Like, do they cover all the receiver positions?
Yes. Yeah, and I think Brady Henderson, well before G. I mean, G was early on this thing. It was last night. Brady was even, early in the week on Monday, Salk, when you were out. And I asked him in Blue 88, I said, hey, who is a veteran that better be looking in that rearview mirror at that object that's now appearing closer and is on them.
Mm-hmm.
And he pointed right to MVS. Now he's got $3 million or a bunch of money guaranteed. So, and he's a veteran guy, and you still need a veteran guy. And receivers go down, and you can't ever have enough of them. And he's going to be on this team. But can Torrey Horton be an 11 personnel with Cooper Kupp and JSN? 100%.
Cool. Good to hear.
100%.
Let me go to Cody in Pendleton, Oregon. Good morning, Cody.
Hey, good morning. Nick Men's a great drummer. Marty Freeman, technically best guitarist of the Big Four.
Hey, so if you're hold on, very quickly. I don't want to get deep into this. Give me a very quick answer. I'm not a guitarist, but I always hear that solo at the end of Tornado of Souls that Marty does, and the last part of it is what is it that's so hard about it?
It's just the harm. So I do play guitar. So his harmonics playing. And you've heard it on Rest in Peace. His technical play and the harmony that he plays is unbelievable. It's unmatched.
Wow, pretty cool. All right, what's on your mind?
And Tornado Soul's great song. Anyway, so any word on Naylor signing long term that you guys have heard? Obviously, we sent our first baseman to Arizona. Just curious because. I mean, we don't have a backup.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about signing Naylor long term?
No, but yes. I personally haven't. I don't think Brock has either. Unfortunately, all I have here is this cut from Buster Olney. I'm just looking to pull it up. Give me a sec. Because Buster was asked about this yesterday on Brady Farkas's podcast. And he was not very, what should we say? He was not very optimistic that the Mariners would be able to get something done. Not because it's the Mariners, but just because of the situation. He hasn't ever been a free agent. And generally when that happens, guys want to, try free agency. Here's Buster.
Yeah, this fall will be the first time in his career that he can test the open market. And I don't know, Josh, to the point where I can tell you, this is where he wants to play. This is what his preference is, any of that. A player, puts in that kind of service time, 6 years in the big league, and he gets an opportunity to test the market. They do it almost uniformly, especially this close to where they have that opportunity.
Yeah. He's going to go to the market. He's kind of an old salt. As Buhner was talking about him yesterday, and you know what those old salts did? Okay, you got me for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yep, you traded me for my brother in Cleveland down in Arizona. You did what was in your best interest. Now I get a chance to do what's in my best interest and see what the entirety of this market, which by the way is complicated too because of this labor dispute that's coming down the pipe. So yeah, I'm going to make sure I give myself as many options.
I really, based on what I've seen so far, I'd really like the Mariners to be pretty involved there. It's the one position they don't really have coming up through the system right now.
Yep.
So yeah,
the great thing is you get to kick these tires too for the next 40-something games and know him in a way that you don't know 100%. A lot of other free agents that haven't been in your house.
Great point. Let me go to Sammy in Monroe. Good morning, Sammy.
What's up, Brock? Hey, or Salk. Hey, so I have a thought. Maybe this should be on Here's the Thing, but Mariners, in the past, we've talked about playing down the competition. And, when the Texas Rangers come in, you're always nervous about that, because they're a good team. And when the White Sox come into town, you expect, hey, man, we're going to win, and we always get let down. I'm not seeing that right now. I hope it continues. I really want it to continue, but they didn't play down. Yeah, they had a hang on to your butts moment last night, but other than that, it was a really good series. We put the wood to them, and we didn't let up. And I am really liking the direction of the Mariners right now. I'm feeling very comfortable.
Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, Sammy. Let me go to Shonda in Chicago. Good morning, Shonda. Shonda's a good one. She's a good caller.
Morning,
what's up, Shonda?
Good morning, Salk. Good morning, Brock. Really quick, I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys keeping a Tacoma girl connected to home every day. I appreciate it. It means a lot. But I wanted to comment on G's comment about Drew Lock versus Milroe. I agree with you. I would like to see a little bit more of Milroe, just because, like you said, I agree. I said this in a group chat last night that we've seen the Drew Lock story. We kind of know what he is. And curiosity is we want to see if this kid has something special, and we'd like the opportunity to see more of that. But I don't think that G. Scott was so crazy in his comment just because we really don't know what Sam Darnold is going to bring to the table. We haven't seen it yet in a live game, in a game that counts or even a game that doesn't count. So I know that it did sound a little off-putting when he first said it, but when I thought about it, I'm like, well, we don't know if Sam Darnold is not as good as Drew Lock or vice versa. So I just wanted to say that I kind of agree with wanting to see a little bit more of what Milroe has to offer.
It's good stuff. Salk, have you watched, and thank you for the call, and thank you. I mean, as much as we, bring home to you in Chicago, thank you for being away from home and still being connected to us. That means a lot to us as well. Salk, have you gotten a chance yet? You probably haven't. You've been up at the Ice Complex a lot. To watch the QB documentary from last year? No. You need to do it. Just there in particular, I'll tell you what episode to watch because it was so good, and it helps frame in a great way that Peyton can do as the producer of that show, of knowing and trying to make something complicated palatable to everybody in the general audience. And there was a part where both Kirk Cousins and Joe Burrow were talking about pre-snap and Jared Goff of what you've got to do. Of how much information there is to process. Seth Wickersham, talked about it verbally. This shows you from a video standpoint and a technical standpoint and you're like, how do you do that? How can you possibly do that in 4 or 5 or 6 seconds? And wow, what experience Joe and Jared and those Kirk have had over a decade to, or darn near close to it, to start to gain that. And it kind of helps frame this Milroe thing of like, oh, okay, I like this in little small bites, and he can handle the appetizer, but can he handle that and 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 do so in such a rapid amount of time?
And I get it. So let's throw him out there and find out. I mean, I just want to see him get you can't do it without experience. That's all I hear, right? You got to have the experience. So I'd like him to get as much experience as possible, learning and doing it in action to see what happens. Let's go to Sean in Virginia. What's up, Sean?
Hello.
Hello.
Great. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Hey, yeah, so I was thinking, what do you think is we think we know where the Mariners are, and they're good, and we'd all be surprised if they don't make the playoffs. What is needed for them to be legitimate World Series contenders? My quick thought is that it's the Bizardo-Vargas portion of the pen needing to become that solid link to the Brash Munoz and keeping them in the game in the 5th and 6th if they're down 2 or 3.
Well, the challenge with that is it's kind of 2 different silos, right? To get to the World Series, there's 40-something games here where, yes, you're right. The Vargas, the Legumina, the Kowar, the Bizardo, those non-leverage guys that still have to play a role in these dog days of August and September, Salk, are going to play a role in what you said in the need to know. You're how many games back at Detroit? 3? 3 games. But then when you do get to those, and let's say you catch Detroit, let's say you win the West, let's say you have the number 2 seed and have a little time and buy, and then you get to the World Series chase, you're not talking about those non-leverage guys. Then you're talking about probably Bryce Miller or how you're going to navigate and use those starters and right? I mean, isn't it 2 kind of different races?
Yes, I think that's well said. I would answer that though a little bit differently. I disagree with anything you said. What do they need to be a World Series contender? They're a World Series contender. What do you mean? What do they need? The trade deadline's passed. They're a World Series contender.
They need their bullpen to pitch better.
I know there are things that they can do, but what are they a World Series contender right now? Yeah, of course they are. I'm not saying they're going to win the World Series, but they're one of 5, 6, 7, 8 teams right now that are World Series contenders. This is not like in other years where a couple of teams have run away with it, and if you're not the Dodgers or Padres, good luck. The Mets, the Phillies, the Brewers, the Blue Jays, the Mariners, all those teams are World Series contenders. Yeah, you're right. They need if there's one thing and you're circling the bullpen behind the list, personally, I'm still going to say the starting pitching.
And this is, by the way, I
don't want to see somebody in the 6th inning when Logan Gilbert's pitching. I want Logan Gilbert to go 6, 7 innings and turn it over to Brash and Munoz himself. So I'm going to say the starting pitching. They need it to be what it's supposed to be, and if it is, yeah, they're World Series contenders.
This was about the time, though, last year, right? Wasn't it about this time in early August and into mid-August and where that bullpen really, really imploded? whether, there was no obvious Brash last year. He was injured, and Mooney came up against some struggles, and then all of the non-leverage guys gave up a game here, gave up a game there, gave up a game here.
Yep.
They just could not function at this time. So yes, Brash holding it together, Mooney stopping to walk, stop walking people, getting back to being the dominant guy that he absolutely can be. Your new addition, Fergie, Spire holding on.
Ferguson's been pretty good, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have any problems with him. He looks pretty good. Let me do Chad in Moses Lake. What's up, Chad?
Hey, guys. Good morning. First-time caller, long-time listener as much as I can out here in Moses Lake, and out here in the fields and the tractor and stuff like that. So, yeah, I knew you'd appreciate that, Brock. So I wanted to rebut the first guy that called, the gentleman, just a little bit. I agree that, we got two great bats, Gino and Naylor, and we could have and maybe should have, got a better reliever. But I wanted to get your guys' perspective, and on the flip side of his perspective is, yeah, we have a lot of money in the bank. We could have spent it and stuff, but, moving forward, we have that money in the bank, so we could save that for future, develop our prospects a little bit more, and kind of wanted to get your guys' perspective on that.
Yeah,
and
it's so amazing, man. You're a first-time caller. You must have been listening to what we were just chatting about, Lyle and I, during the last break, and that was, hasn't Williamson and more importantly Taylor shown you like what these high-end prospects can do at the next level if you give them just enough time in their development? Haven't you seen enough more in the development side of things with the Canzone and with the Cal Raleigh that you're like, holy smokes, what about Arroyo? What about Emerson? What about Montez? What about Ford? What about these guys?
Yeah,
not all of them are going to hit. Maybe not even half of them are going to hit. That's okay, because you now have 7, 8 guys and not 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of difference has Cole Young made?
But to say the other side of that one, though, Brock, I mean, a trade for Duran you have for, 2.5 years? I mean, it wasn't about giving up some of those guys for rentals. It was like, hey, you make a deal like that for Duran or even Jax, you got them for some time.
Here's my one question, too, about the whole Duran thing. And I know the Mariners say the Phillies like the package, or the Twins like the package the Phillies offered better. Couldn't the Mariners have upped their package? At some point, you got to trade these prospects.
What if they weren't given an opportunity? I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know. What if they weren't given an opportunity? What if they just said, they thought they had a deal, and then Dombrowski came back and did that, exactly what you just said, and they just said, screw it, we're taking the deal. They didn't even go back to the Mariners and say, do you want to up it? They just liked what they got from the Phillies and said yes. I don't know if that happened. I'm not trying to make an excuse for them.
Passan
I honestly
makes it
don't
feel
know.
like that's what happened. Passan sure made it feel on Monday, Salk, because he does not get beat to many stories very often. And you could tell just competitively that Rosenthal got him because he thought it was done. He thought it was done, that the Mariners had sweetened their offer, the deal was done, the hay's in the barn, and then the old veteran Dombrowski came circling back around, and he sweetened the pot that much more to where they finally just said, we're done. Yeah. And we love the guys we're getting back.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we're just about out of time here. I could take calls for a while, and there's a lot more. It turns out people did have something to say. They just needed to be reminded that they could, say it. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys for remembering that you did want to be a part of the show today. We appreciate it. Thank you for somebody who brought up the Jim Abbott thing. And yes, today my mom will be out there. Shout out to my mom, who I like to give some grief to, but shout out to my mom. She'll be at Children's Hospital in Boston today giving blood, as she did for me while I was in the hospital 35 years ago, and helped allow me to be here today. So shout out to my mom. And I don't know. That's about it. Pretty fun day.
5 years ago.
It's pretty fun. Yeah, no, getting old. Getting kind of old.
Yes.
Thanks for pointing
You know
that
what's
out.
not getting old, Salk? This Mariners pennant chase. You know what's not getting old? The NFL getting going. You know what's not getting old? The deer in the highlights that you never know what's coming out of Lyle's mouth.
The deer in the highlights? I think it's headlights.
I said headlights. Did I say highlights?
I like that he said it was Lyle's deer in the headlights approach to life. It made me think of that line in Best in Show where she says, we could talk or not talk all day. So funny. All right, we got to go. Turn it over to Bump and Stacy. I'm sure they're going to have some thoughts on what they saw last night, right? I would hope. It's going to be great.
It's going to be a scrappy series with the Rays, man. Just go win the series. Yeah. Just on Monday.
That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. All right, we'll see you guys Monday morning starting at 6. And until then, the hay.
Barn.
See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Fourth down territory. Going inside the game with former Cougs head Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Who will make the biggest plays on offense this year?
I think the bigger plays in the pass game this year are going to be made by MVS. That he is going to be the sniper in this whole deal. Snipers, they aren't seen, but their impacts are big. But I'm talking about bombs, throwing that thing deep over the top. I think MVS will and should be the leader when it comes to that.
Fourth down territory. Every day at 11:15 and 1:15 on Bump and Stacy.
Hey friends, Stacy here. Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn is celebrating its 103rd year anniversary, and their biggest sales event of the year is going on right now. Take advantage of their great pricing on new Fords, Isuzus, and commercial vehicles. Also, large discounts on their service and parts departments. What about those of you who want to sell a car? Wayscar Ford's vehicle profit sharing plan is the best deal out there. They purchase your car and pay you right up front. Then, when Wayscar Ford resells your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. They've already paid back over $800,000 to customers. At Wayscar Ford, there's absolutely no games, no gimmicks, and no pressure. That's backed up by a full 5-day or 500-mile no questions asked return policy on absolutely every vehicle they sell. Change your mind for any reason, bring the vehicle back for a full 100% refund. So if you're like me, you want a good price, a low-key, no-pressure experience, and a full 5-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, Wayscar Ford is the place to go. Check them out for yourself at wayscarford.com. Wayscarford.com.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready. The James D. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC-238 USLC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC-138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA-270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At Toyota Renton, the game plan is simple. Save money and take the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry, leasing at just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Corolla at $219 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. The wonderful team at Toyota Renton can set you up with a test drive so you can take your new car to the stadium the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota Renton or online at toyotarenton.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1852.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports.